This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening, everybody. 7 o'clock, straight up. Studio C is where we are, coming to you live from the warm and sunny Arizona. The if you're different, Mexican, black, or gay, get the fuck out state.
And soon.
Soon. We'll pack their truck for you. I think that's what they're going to do.
They'll hire a Mexican to pack the Mexican's truck and get you out of the state.
They'll try to help it anyway. God, you think how many people would be standing at Home Depot looking for work. I'm sitting here alongside Katie June and Al Perkins, as we do each and every Tuesday. Marnie Ryer is somewhere in traffic on the way here, I'm sure, because she said she was coming. I have no reason to believe she's not. Well, I think this evening we are going to have a hell of a lot to talk about. There are so many things going on.
Really? Honest?
Not just politically in this tragic state. We have sports news. Apparently, I don't know, did the Olympics end and then there was a gay basketball player hired? There's those things.
This is such a busy, we have no time for chatter. My entertainment section is almost 2.5 hours long.
So let's get our good days out of the way and cut straight to Al.
We're just going to go right to Al.
We have, I don't know what you call it for the Oscars, gavel to gavel Oscar coverage,
yes,
but it can't
exactly.
be that. It's Oscar to Oscar coverage.
Actually, it's
coming up.
Actually, I think it would be called bottle to bottle coverage for the Oscars.
That's good.
Knowing how we drink at Al's house.
Yeah.
For
And
that.
I am announcing the rules for the invite tonight.
Oh, got it. That's exciting.
Pen and papers in hand. Ready?
I have a pen. I'm good to go. I am ready for that if I need be. Oh, but there's stuff is happening. Who's texting me? Somebody. Oh, it's Marnie. Oh, she's on Indian 7th. Well, whatever. She's on her way.
We'll see you soon, Marn.
Whenever you get here, you get here. Doors open.
Yep.
But only for Marnie. If you're not Marnie, don't come in.
If you're not Marnie, no, door's not open for everybody. There's a lot going on in my house now. I mean, I have between the show and my life. Michael's in there getting ready for another show.
Oh my goodness! So many show people.
Show businesses everywhere.
Yeah, it's really fun to walk into your house and see a cute boy in his underwear.
It was.
Yeah.
And he tried to run away. I'm like, no.
That's a fun thing for everybody, really.
You never know what's going to happen here anymore.
Yeah,
it's
I like
between that, stuff moves in, stuff moves out. I wake up to him in half face going to a show. Or me in half face just going to host something.
I think yours is full face, darling.
It is, but it just doesn't look quite as dramatic as his.
Exactly. Less blush.
Just a little.
A smidge.
By the by, whose bottle of red wine is on top of my fridge? Because I think somebody keeps forgetting it. It's that Bull Durham red. It's a bottle of red wine on top of my fridge.
Wow.
It's somebody's.
I think it might have been Donnie's. I feel like he brought another bottle of wine that day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's probably time to hit the sink.
It's not open.
No, it's not open. No.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I thought it was
Oh, no,
open.
by all
It
means.
hit my mouth.
Because I'm assuming that you, since you're partaking in an adult beverage, that you're not with child at this point.
I am not. Nope,
okay.
No child.
And based on your exit poll interview at the fertility clinic on that maddening phone, you're probably not going to be pregnant for a while. Because if anything was set in motion, you may have just sporadically.
I know. No. It was just I did have a doctor's appointment today. However, that call was about some other. Kind of all relates to this crazy. If you're gay and you're different, we don't like you business. It's all about rallying.
You had a doctor's appointment about that?
No, I had a doctor's.
I'm going to need to see a specialist.
I had a lady.
You had a lady
no,
call
and my
you.
doctor didn't. Yes, I did. That was what it was.
Right.
Doctor's appointments separate. They both happened to be on the same day.
Okay,
so there was
really confused.
Emotions have been high all day today. So
okay, got it. How about estrogen levels? Are those high too?
I mean, likely.
Likely.
Yeah.
Even in this room right now, I think they're pretty good.
Now, do you have to take because you're doing in vitro just because you don't have a penis in the picture?
Well, we're not doing in vitro, so it's a little bit different. We're doing IUI, so we're just putting the sperm up inside.
Just shoot it up there and
IUI.
Yeah.
That's like an 80s song.
Too
shy.
Yeah.
To touch IUI. Oh.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, we're doing that.
This is literally turkey-based or pregnancy.
Well,
if you will.
With a really expensive turkey
Turkey-based.
baster.
I'm not saying it's cheap.
It is top of the line basting.
So does that require all the extra hormone shots and stuff like that?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Just to increase your
To get
odds?
it
Just to increase your chances. That's all it is. And they just figure if they're And the clinic that I go to, and most fertility clinics specialize in vitro, and so that you have to really be pumping up all your hormones. But if you're doing any kinds of IUI, any kind of insemination in any capacity, artificial insemination, then you have to just kind of juice your body up a little bit more. And you're having your turkey you're turkey basting, you're not actually having sex, which increases your chances of becoming pregnant
because
when you're
contraction up the canal.
Yep. And when you're having sex and
that what that is?
Hi, Marnie.
Marnie just walked into an.
I was just. That's very good to know. Now, are
Yeah.
the chances of multiples less then, or
the chances of multiples are slightly increased with what I'm doing.
from normal, but less than in vitro?
Less than in vitro. In
Okay.
vitro, your chances for multiples are sky high.
Nice.
Everybody I know that has done in vitro has at least 2 children.
Right.
In one pop.
From one pump.
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
The one pump dump.
No, no pun intended on the gentleman who
Everybody
supplied.
slept with him at least once. The one pump dump.
And,
That's it. Huh?
And we're done. Bye. Bus fares. The bus terminal's right there.
Yeah, and it'll get here faster than, well, not you.
No, you can leave now. It's all right.
So now, are you watching, before we get to, since we'll wait to get seated before we take on this one, but have you watched the Michigan couple that's suing for marriage rights and adoption rights for the children that I want to say that each of them is a biological parent of at least one of the children.
No.
And they want to combine the family and co-adopt and everything, and now they're suing in Michigan against the state's
Oh.
anti-gay bill. So
I haven't heard
Well,
of that.
I think it's
Oh,
great.
you know that? Was that in news? Because you obviously were just back in that neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just read about it today.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
think
saw
the
it.
first day of court is today, if
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
mistaken. So,
Yeah, I actually haven't heard about that, so I'm gonna have to look it up. But yeah, I mean, it really is. It's a shame because if Kelly wanted to become Palmer's legal parent in the state of Arizona, I would have to sign my rights over. She can have one mother.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of
But
crazy.
I thought of you because it's an interesting case after our conversation after the show last week. But that's going on as of today in Michigan, and it's 2 nurses.
Oh,
So
good.
it's an interesting story.
I like it. I'll have to Google it.
There you have that interesting story.
Well, it is, and it's just the tide is there. The tide
Yeah.
is a roll. The tide, she is a rolling.
Oh yeah.
With
So
all
let's
of
get to
these.
it because I got a lot to say.
Oh, yeah. Wow, Alice really on top of this today. Well, I think the first thing we need to do with this. I just was handed a bulletin. We do have some breaking news happening. As soon as I get to we gotta hit to the right button. There we go. Breaking news sounder. Nope, that's not this.
That sounds like I'm about to have
That's
a
our own
bowel
hold.
movement sounder.
I knew this wasn't going to go right when I tried. Let's try this one. Much better. Breaking news coming to you from Q Talk America, straight out of the state of Arizona. The state of Arizona found itself in the middle of a conundrum today as it awoke to the awkward realization that gay people have money and buy stuff. Just days after the Arizona legislature passed a law that would enable businesses to discriminate against gays, it emerged that gays spend billions of dollars in Arizona each year, an unexpected development that seems to have taken many legislators by complete surprise. Carol Foiler, a Tea Party Republican who supported the anti-gay law, said that the startling bombshell that gays actually play a role in the state's economy put her and fellow lawmakers, quote, in a tight spot. Quite frankly, we were blindsided by this, she said. We had no idea that the gays had money and actually bought things like regular people. Acknowledging that her vote for the anti-gay law might have been disastrous for the state's economy, Ms. Foiler placed the blame squarely on the shoulders of one group, the gays themselves. She asked, well, how was I supposed to know what the gay people do with their money, especially when I don't even know any gay people? She continued by saying that it really is up to the gays to inform people that they're just like the rest of us. That's breaking news coming to you from Q Talk America.
I have that on mine today because the Borowitz report, that's what I was going to read too.
Yes.
It's right
The
here.
second I saw that, I'm like, that is breaking news for us.
And I guess
cracked me up.
Outside of New York, people don't know the Borowitz report.
I
from
don't,
the
but
New
I gotta
Yorker.
find it.
And he is the Onion. He's the one-man Onion. It's called
It's
The News
funny.
Reshuffled. And just go down. Their headlines
All kinds
are
of headlines.
so funny. Arizona governor fears government regulation could ruin bigotry and hatred. Putin after hockey loss. This must be what an actual election feels like. Republicans to discontinue use of email. That's my favorite one. But it's just like, and I can't remember what we always talk about them, and I was telling my friend Gina about it. I can never remember the name of that news source that's like The Onion, but that catches everybody off
Was it
guard.
the Daily Current or something?
Daily Current.
Daily Current.
That's what it is. I could not remember what it was and how many times those headlines get repeated. Well, this story is going nationwide.
And shared like it is legitimate gospel. And I'm like, please do your research. Really, this is not happening.
Well,
but
this is great.
It sounds as stupid as what they're doing now.
Well, no, but you don't have to go very far because the guy that's running for governor, Al someone or other. Al Melvin was on CNN last night. On CNN, they had an edited version, but the joy of CNN.com is you can watch the entire interview and watch that man dig a grave as to like, no one has ever been discriminated against in the state of Arizona. He's never
Really?
even heard of it. And why would someone discriminate against an unwed mother? I'm like, are you 12? Like, you're a 60-year-old man. 40 years ago, you would have run that woman out of town and like lynched her. Like, what the fuck?
Wait, what did he? I didn't watch the whole thing, so wait.
Oh, you gotta watch the whole
I
thing.
need to.
It's been reposted all day on Facebook. I haven't watched it.
It's in two parts. It's about
It's a two-parter.
10 or 12 minutes long altogether. It might be as long as 15, but the man just digs himself a grave. And Anderson asked him in the full-length one, he's like, here in New York, like, there is discrimination based on different things. He's like, well, not in Arizona. There is no discrimination. Clearly, we're a people state. And Anderson Cooper goes, what people?
I wonder if this guy even realizes that Anderson Cooper is an out gay man.
He's another one like the lady with the ignorant church.
Never met any.
No, never met any.
idea.
And he's like, that's far fetched. I don't know where you're
You keep
getting
moving
these.
that mic further from your mouth. I don't know why you do that.
I'm getting louder.
Okay. No.
He keeps saying like, I don't know where you're getting these exaggerated claims from. He's like, it's how you can interpret the law. Like,
Yeah.
It's craziness.
It is. There's a lot. And in fact, I just heard, I got some information. I don't know where this all started, how many years ago this started and where it came from. It was very interesting to hear. And I found it out on the station that you hate to listen to, Mr. Perkins.
But I had to turn it on for my ride back from the car dealership to see if anything happened.
But I don't know if you had heard, because they went through the entire backstory. They have a legal analyst who talks with them every time there's something legal that comes up and they want to analyze it. She went back to where this started back in 2006 in New Mexico to women who had gone to a photographer to ask him if he would shoot for their ceremony, their civil union ceremony, and he said no, and cited that was because they were a lesbian couple, and it went from there. So this whole thing started several years ago, and all of a sudden, Arizona decides they need to get on this bandwagon to do this. But clearly,
we don't want to be trumped in the hate department.
But
we
clearly
can't have
none-
New Mexico
But
hating
the
more
difference
than us.
is in New Mexico, sexual orientation and homosexuality is a protected class. You can't discriminate against them. Here in Arizona, we are not a protected class.
Right. But they were just giving the
discrimination is
backstory.
already perfectly legal.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can be
it
fired
is.
for being gay. You can be refused service. You can get kicked out of anywhere that they want to. So this already stands because there is nothing to prevent it. So to put another law on the books
that says,
to make
let's
it
just
worse.
solidify this.
And now this new blame the victim thing that is just, it's making me nuts. And Aaron Lopez even stumbled onto it. Like, when did the KKK start blaming the black people for not accepting them and their values? You know what I mean? Like, when did Hitler say, I hate you Jews, why are you mad at me? I'm just Hitler.
I just want to kill all of
Damn
you.
it.
Yeah.
All I want to do is kill you. It's my firmly held religion. Why don't you get it?
It's my religious
God
belief,
damn
but I
it.
believe, and that's the thing. He really believed that they were bad people, and I believe that you are bad. Just allow me to take your
that
lives.
That black kid was walking
your
through a
liberty.
neighborhood with Skittles. Of course I shot him.
Yeah.
Why was he walking
wouldn't
through a
I?
neighborhood? It's this constant blame the victim. That kid is playing music loud. I had to shoot him.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
texting in
In the
movie
movie
theater.
theater.
I have to shoot him. Like, it's his fault.
Oh.
And it's this new mentality. And now these people are they're playing. And the looks on their faces. And now
'Cause they don't get it.
Steve Pierce, who I thought was
Oh.
Russell Pierce, who I thought was the SB.
Oh, no, Russell Pierce is
1070
out, yeah.
Cunt. No, this guy's new. He did an interview on
Steve
MSNBC.
Pierce hasn't been that. There are some Republicans in our legislature that are.
That's a tough word to get out of. Legislature. How do I finish this?
I
Yeah.
can never remember legislature or legislators when we were talking about the people. But anyway, so there are some Republicans in our legislature that are not totally batshit crazy, but all of them have
Name
proved me
them.
wrong. I'm
Yeah.
saying they've all proved me wrong with this. In
Yeah.
this instance, and it is Borowitz funny that they are like coming back going, oh, I actually didn't mean that.
Yeah, and Steve.
Oops.
So Steve Pierce, Google this too. he's on MSNBC yesterday, and you can just see the look of absolute white man, Christian religious man, the death in his eyes of like,
Oh yeah. Oh, he's doesn't.
we
fucked up.
We didn't know. He's like,
Right, no, I saw that interview.
The media is on your side, not on ours. And like, no one's taking a side. We're just reporting the news. And he's like, yeah, but you guys took this out of context. It's discrimination. He's like, yeah, but we got to give up. He's like, and you can just see it in his face. He's like, it's kind of like Arrested Development. I made a huge mistake.
Yeah, when he finally,
But it really is. That is
But
Steve
it's
Pierce's face. He's
It's
like
not because I really care about the LGBT community. He
just-
just said, "Oh my God, I thought we were still allowed to bash gays. Like, when did they stop that?"
Yeah.
And you can see it in his face. He was like, "Karl Rove told us to put anything gay on the." And it backfired in Minnesota. I'm so riled up. But in Minnesota in 2012, Karl Rove is part of that whole plan that you put a gay initiative like changing the Minnesota Constitution on the ballot because that brings Republicans out to vote. And when they were all on the news and they were talking about that landslide that was coming and how Mitt Romney was going to win and Minnesota was in the bag, it was because they had a gay bashing bill on the Minnesota thing, and they thought there's no way that Obama's going to get more people than us gay bashing will get. Like, it's just not possible. And when they lost Minnesota, you could see everybody in the room go, but there's a gay measure that works like a charm.
Yeah.
used to.
Everybody
And now,
hates the gays.
2 years
they come
later,
out.
and I hate to take the wind out of all of our sails, but everybody came to the rescue in like 2 minutes. This bill died Friday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
it
God.
never even made it to the first protest. This thing was across the airwaves, and I thought the whole thing about the Super Bowl was like, okay, now we're just being hyperbolic.
But it wasn't.
No.
The
no.
Super Bowl commission weighed in from
No.
the
Sure.
NFL down to the
Yeah.
host committee.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And we had the NCAA weighing in. We have had the Phoenix Suns and the Mercury just put out a statement.
Apple, American
Oh my
Airlines,
God, yes.
Marriott,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, the days of gay bashing are really
I mean,
slipping away.
when Mitt Romney is and when Senator
fucking
McCain
Flake.
and
Yeah.
Senator Flake are jumping on board to be
Seriously.
ahead of this thing,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's,
and Matt Salmon got called to them. Wait, which one's the father and the son? Which one's the father?
Oh, aren't they?
Are they
Matt
both named
They're
Matt?
both Matt. Are they both Matt
Matt
Salmon?
is the one who ran against Homeland Security.
Napolitano.
Thank you.
Oh well, he's.
I think it's a
So
junior and a
it's
senior.
all
Yeah.
over his
I don't know about
page
junior,
about his
senior.
gay son and why would you vote for this? I mean, he got taken to task.
Oh yeah.
Well,
But I think he's one of the three that vote because only 3 voted no initially, and now there's 3 that have turned coat on them. Which,
Right.
Which Al? What's the Al guy's name? My new favorite.
Al Melvin.
Al
He's not
Melvin.
one of them. He's not one of them.
Oh no! But what I'm saying is, he's like, they're my friends. I understand that they had to back down because of the media pressure.
Oh,
And Anderson Cooper's like, you're not really gonna blame the media on this. And it was so funny. Like Anderson Cooper just straight face, you're not really gonna blame the media. And then Chris Cuomo.
Cuomo was a good interview.
He
was
was
the
so
one I
interviewing the guy.
watched.
Said, well, you wouldn't ask a Jewish person to go. What did he say?
Oh, no,
Or-
she said. So this girl, she's an attorney for the, it used to be called the Freedom
Now it's the
Defense
cunts
Fund.
for white
but
people or whatever
it's
they're
like,
called.
It's basically like it used to be called the Freedom Defense Fund or something. Now it's the Alliance Defense Fund. It's now called the Alliance Defending Freedom.
Oh, Alliance Defending Freedom.
So it was this attorney from the Alliance Defending Freedom. And it's so funny when you hear some of these funny newscasters talk because they're like, and maybe it was even, I don't know, someone funny, but they're like, I mean, who doesn't want to defend freedom? Freedom's fucking awesome. Everybody wants to defend it, and it's the way that they call themselves, it's just hilarious. But
like the marriage,
yes,
the
God,
now.
who was just talking about that? Something about marriage. And they're like, I mean, yes, for marriage. Everybody loves it. So the Alliance Defending Freedom.
Everybody loves it. Well,
Well, the
that.
best part, I know.
name a few people,
I know.
apparently,
I'm
that
gonna
don't.
I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post this this interview to our page because it's hilarious. And first of all, they drug out the most junior asshole, just moron attorney that they could possibly
no,
find.
she's in charge.
No, I know, but she's just not.
but she is.
But that's the problem.
That's
It's
the
like,
problem.
in
This-
title, she's in
so-
charge. But
because when they changed
She's
names,
so dumb.
She's
I mean,
their
she's
lead-
like legitimately a stupid person.
She's the lead attorney for this legitimately stupid group, which is what's funny because. So she says, "Well, you wouldn't ask what's the."
She
Jewish
says you wouldn't ask
black
a
person to-
Muslim to go to a Quran burning ceremony.
That's what it was, to a
and
Quran-
you wouldn't ask a KKK member, or
No,
she
a
goes,
black
and you
person-
wouldn't ask a black person to go film a KKK rally.
And Chris Cuomo goes, Are you seriously comparing a gay wedding to a Koran burning
Yeah.
and a KKK,
And a KKK rally.
And no one's like, well, he's like, no, you just made that
You just
analogy.
did it.
And she's like, well, I'm just using it to make an example. And he's like, but let's just be clear that
Yeah.
that's what you're. And like,
and I just love it that no one's getting off the hook. Like, no one that goes on
They're
they're all
catching
getting
them all.
crucified. Because they're all like, nope, you got to defend that now. You said it. Now we're
Yeah.
like, we don't have talking heads
Oh, and
doing
this-
equal sides. They're like, nope, you got to work this one
and
on your
even
own.
No,
yeah,
and this has all been on the up and up media. This is you're talking like CNN
this is
here for all this.
Oh
right?
yeah, it was
Oh,
on
yeah.
NBC Nightly News
Where-
tonight.
well,
I tried to watch
Sure.
Fox for a while, but
I was
Fox
going
got
to
it on
ask.
the down low.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Where's Fox on this? They can't get a blonde bubblehead to
Seriously.
factor in.
I tried
They
to
got
watch a little
nothing.
bit of Megyn Kelly, but I want to stab her in the neck. And then Fox and Friends is seriously, it's time for like soft walls. Like Elizabeth Hasselbeck. I liked her on The View because she was the nice balance, and she was a reasonable conservative. She had some strange ideas, but they were reasonably conservative.
And The View's pretty liberal, so to have a
Yes,
conservative on
voice.
there, great.
Oh my God! But now that she's just with the other crazies, she has no brain. Like, she just gets lost in conversations. You're like, Elizabeth, you used to be so like, I'm going to check the facts. I'm like, it's just that running thing from SNL.
yeah.
And here's all the things that we got wrong in the last 2 hours.
Everything that's come out of my
E
mouth.
really is a letter of the alphabet.
Yeah. The tweet that came out late yesterday from former presidential candidate Mitt Romney actually was to Governor Brewer. Veto of SB 1062 is right, is what he did. That was yesterday. So, and then, yeah, who cares? He came out and he advised her to go against it because he's getting on the bandwagon that everybody else wants to be on now for this, just to save face, I'm guessing. But somebody posted that he did that, and like, who cares?
Yeah.
Shut up,
But
Romney.
who cares? But again,
You're still not elected.
It's
Yeah.
not a
Please
sexy
shut up.
election year. It certainly is not a sexy election year, but it's an election year, and this election means so much. And the Republicans just got over closing down the government. They're trying to get away from that "we hate everybody" vibe.
They didn't.
But this is the thing, and this is why all of them. McCain's up for re-election. I don't think he's decided yet whether he's running or if he's
he is?
retiring.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
he
'cause
is or not.
his election was 08, so we're 6 years
yeah,
later.
you're right.
He's due. He can't be the old man that hates everybody,
Right.
because they're going to primary him first, and the primaries in Arizona are going to be
Brutal.
a true delight. It's going to be like,
Yeah.
I keep calling it like political theater into the shitter.
Yeah.
Now when I have a
Formed right
mouthful.
near a shitter. And it's just going to be a very exciting time to see how these people deal with a midterm election where Congress is literally on the line. It's 17 seats, and there's like 17 vulnerable Republicans. There's like 15 vulnerable Democrats. This could go either way. And if the tide of popular opinion is against gay bashing, and that's their main card,
They're done.
they'll do good in the primary. But the general elections are going to be another election of 12. We're like, we lost every fucking state.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's true. What are they gonna do now? Because it's been
They
gay
gotta go back
bashing
to
for a
women.
really, really, really long time, and
Yep.
and Arizona's proving that that's not working.
No, when you say that they've got to go back to bashing them too, is
Yeah,
that
no,
what you
because they
It'll have to be abortion now.
It'll be an abortion thing,
It'll
right?
be all abortion.
All they said on November
Oh, yeah.
7th of
Was
2012
don't
was
ever talk
say
about
rape.
abortion.
Don't ever say the word rape.
And abortion,
Oh, and
even.
they're failing on there's so many of them that have already fallen down on that. Well, I know I'm not supposed to say it, but that rape thing's not real. You know what I mean? And they all
Legitimate rape.
And I just read an
rape.
interesting article on Politico that threw Rubio, what's his name? Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio. Marco Polo.
They
Marco.
completely threw him under the bus. They put him in as their bright, shining hope for 2016, put him in charge of immigration legislation, and then right into the shitter.
Yeah.
And he had to go with it because he sponsored it, and he had to come out and tweet against the bill he wrote and say that it was wrong. He had to
Well,
do,
they're all doing that now.
they're
It's like
Because they have no
across the
choice.
board.
Because everybody keeps getting caught with their hand in the cookie jar, if you will. So the only way they can do is back. Oh, I never had a cookie. That's all they can do to save themselves.
Yeah,
It's all they can do.
It's interesting. Now we just have to make sure that all this social media that we're getting translates to the ballot box in November. Like, we have to keep all these people. I was shocked at how quickly this story went from I didn't hear this to I can't get away from this.
Well, yeah, it is truly everywhere. Oh, I did kind of find it interesting.
And I'm drinking like a fish, so see you later.
Brandy Sokolowski, who was, as we all know, was the what was the name of the title? I just going to call her like the president of Pride. What was
right.
what was she?
Executive director.
Executive director of Pride, and she stepped down and transferred ownership, if you will. And I just was kind of surprised that in the throes of all of this, I did see a post from her that she was kind of chiding. It'll close on its own. That's what the automatic door closer does now. She was chiding with everybody who had been speaking up about this. Protests already being organized, everything all over Facebook and all of the media, CNN and the likes. She was talking about there was no statement coming from Phoenix Pride or 1 in 10 or not 1 in 10, but what's the thing that Pride just took over?
One Voice Community
One Voice.
Center.
There was nothing coming out from them, but apparently they were in the throes of some of their thing they were doing. But I just thought it was interesting that I didn't realize it until she brought it up that they were a little late to the game of making any comments in regards to this, which if Brandy would have been there, she would have been like right on top.
Yes, but I do have a point of clarification
Go,
on that.
please clear us up.
You know, there was a lot of, I sat on the Pride board for a while, and there was a lot of debate about,
Taking stances?
about how involved Phoenix Pride was going to be in the political arena. And Phoenix Pride is a 501c3 organization. And by that clarification, they are not a political entity, and they are technically...
Which of the three?
Phoenix Pride.
Okay.
501c3.
Okay.
And they're technically disallowed from participating in political action. That... by their charitable recognition by the IRS. Mm-hmm. So they can't do any financial, nothing. I mean, they can make a statement, absolutely. But when we were having these debates, there was a lot of talk about, because, you know, political involvement and kind of sharing of that information and getting people activated and involved is a really big piece of our world now and a really big piece of our community. And so we had these debates a lot, and it came down to ultimately this: what is our mission as Phoenix Pride, and does this fit with our mission? And we felt that it did not, in that we have Equality Arizona. HERO was just being formed at the time. And we have our and HRC Arizona. So we have our political organizations that do that work. And that's not what Phoenix Pride's work is. And I'm standing up for them, although I know that they've come out and said a statement, because I know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And
we've already made our piece about 50C.
501c4 is a political organization. So the Equality Arizona's, HRC Arizona, and HERO are 501c4 organizations. They have, it is their legal responsibility and under their charitable charter to speak out on behalf of politics.
Yeah.
That's what they do. And
I never knew the distinction between the two.
And
Remember,
so
we talked about that with the photographer, with the no hate. Like, is he taking the money as when he's clearly making a political statement? Like, where is this money going?
Well, and it matters whether or not he's 501c3, C4. I mean, so
right.
there is
or
a
if he's
distinction.
just pocketing the money and making schmucks out of all of us.
Right.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Oh, with what's his name? The big guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where for people that have been
Adam
listening
Booth.
for a while, that's
Right.
where this conversation started
So,
earlier.
you know, and there's also, and I just want to say this other little piece, something that kind of came out of this, and it's a moot point at this point because Senator McCain has come out against this bill. But one thing that made me like a smidge crazy is I did see some people on Facebook on Saturday kind of spreading the word, and it was this: that Senator McCain here in Arizona and his wife's family owns Hensley Beverage Distribution Company.
Right.
And and what this person was saying is, if Hensley Beverage doesn't come out and Senator McCain doesn't publicly come out against this bill, then we should veto Budweiser and all of the brands that Hensley Beverage Company distributes. And it made me a smidge crazy because I just feel like this person didn't exactly know how it worked. And I am happy that Senator McCain has come out and said, that this is a bad bill.
But he's got it.
But he is an arm of our federal government, and they don't have jurisdiction when it comes to bills in Arizona, and they can certainly provide their opinion.
Right.
But they don't. Kirsten Sinema made a statement, but she's not going to the rally. This is no longer. She made a statement, and she has provided support behind
and
the scenes.
She's the reason that I found out about it was she was on my news feed.
Yeah.
The day of the day of the vote before it went to the Senate.
Yep.
When it was still in the
she's
House.
provided support behind the scenes in a lot of ways.
Right.
But on
he
this
still
particularly
has to stand up because he's been on the wrong side of every
He
single
has.
fucking thing. And I think taking his millions to task
Yeah.
through her, And she's keeps standing up for the right things, but she's married to the old coot.
That's true.
So you can't make millions off us in gay bars still want to be
I
discriminatory.
can see where you're coming, but I also...
Because there's United Beverage. And if they're going to stand up and say something, then we're going to support United Beverage.
I see I get what you're saying,
but at
the
Hensley
same
is her,
time,
not him.
Hensley
he was smart enough to marry a millionaire woman.
Wildly supportive of our community.
Right.
Beyond measure.
Right.
They give and give and give and give and give. So because this is happening in our state legislature, and he's not a...
But you can't fuck both. I'm sorry, you just can't.
I mean,
you can't be in the government, married to the millionaire. You can't talk out of both sides of your face. You're either supportive, or you're an old coot that stands on his porch still screaming, "Get off my lawn, gay people!"
Right.
Like, he was so on the wrong side of Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
But he wasn't on ENDA. He was on the right side of ENDA. He was on Don't Ask, Don't
ENDA?
Tell, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act. He signed.
Oh, yeah.
He was totally...
Well, no, because he got shamed. He got publicly humiliated and taken to task.
And part of that was because of the work that his wife and daughter were doing, because they came out and signed the pledges, for ENDA. And so, I don't know. I felt a little bit... Perhaps I'm feeling a little bit, I have a strong relationship with Hensley and with the people that work there, and I've worked with them for a long time.
I know all of us have worked with them, and the Hensley people are very good.
So it made me feel crazy to see somebody going that route. I guess I just made me a little bit crazy.
No, and I understand both points. Like, they can be supportive as a company, but the Papa Bear of your clan,
right?
If he doesn't turn around and realize who he's offending,
right,
the shit rolls downhill. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't be sucking John Boehner's dick and then turn around and tell us that gays are wrong.
Right.
You can't be done. You got to pick one or the other. And luckily, he keeps pissing off Boehner and everybody else. But when Flake turned around and did it, I mean, it's not an election year for Flake.
Right.
He's got nothing to lose.
And he made, they all have come out and made the right decision.
Yeah.
They've all done the right thing. And most people have done...
It takes no effort to just say the right thing.
Right.
And that's what we've learned.
Most people have done the right thing. It's been a very kind of a... It's been a big fight. It's been a big fight here. I was down at the Capitol on Friday at the rally, and it was really intense, and it got some people were speaking, got a little bit ugly, which I think that is, again, this is just my opinion, that it's really important to keep this discourse, especially when you're at the Capitol and you're really trying to get the governor to swing one way, to be really respectful.
Yeah. I'd like her to swing any way but mine.
Right. But it's been interesting. It's been really hard for some people to be kind of... Most people in last night's gigantic rally, I think, was a really, really positive...
I love the helicopter shot. It was very good to see.
It was huge. And it was...
They had
the pictures were so cool.
There was no crazies on the TV. Everybody was rational.
Right. And that's right. And that's important.
I have a question in regards to this. And clearly, I know that you two are more so than Marnie and I. Well, you follow a lot more. I follow it, but you guys get in the trenches. And you, because you're such a savant about everything... I mean, you still know who won the Academy Award in 1974. Blah, blah, blah.
A news junkie. Like,
right.
When I just get so excited when my CNN thing can come back.
I'm a news junkie too, not to the depths of you are, and it's not my deal. I've never been that entrenched in how all this inner workings are. But when you do see, when the curtain gets pulled, and you see who's scratching who's back and how this all works. It is an interesting machine. My question was, when this all started, okay, so let's say Brewer's not gonna, if she decides she's not gonna seek a second term, because she obviously was only elected to one term, and we know that this fight is still going on with her. I was wondering if she wasn't going to just let this go into law, knowing full good and well that every lawyer in the world is going to light up, and this is going to be a point of contention. So then I thought maybe she might have just been greasing the wheels for financial windfalls for all of her lawyer friends who were then going to get into battle with this.
Well, that became a big point too. Yeah. Was that the cost of the lawsuits? I have a slightly different.
I saw her
twist.
doing it for other reasons,
for re-election
purposes, and getting the Constitution changed so that she could do
right,
go
because
for it again. But
again, it's not a sexy year, but it's a very important year to vote. If she runs, she's going to get primaried by Al Melvin, who's cock-a-doodle-doo crazy.
Really? Yeah. He's like
that wouldn't be.
But you
extreme.
Think of the appeal he had until this week. In a primary challenge, the Democrat at this point, the Democratic challenger has no chance. It's whoever wins the Republican primary is going to be governor. That's the real race. So I think the goal was for Melvin and his cronies to get this bill through while she was out of town, and that's why a couple of the legislators were saying, we didn't think this would go this fast. We were expecting a lot more debate. It shouldn't have been a 1, 2, 3 voting day and closed on Friday while she's out of state. They thought it would just go quietly, thinking she would swoop into town. If she signs it, she wins the primary, but she loses the state. We possibly lose the Super Bowl. She loses millions of dollars of endorsements. It's a shame to the state. If she vetoes it, she loses the primary and doesn't get to be governor. I think the Republican Party, they're so mad at her for last year forcing Medicaid down their throats. She forced Obamacare down all their throats. She vetoed every bill until they agreed to Obamacare.
Right.
And she held the legislature hostage.
And I remember you talked about that because she's like, if they're going to give us money
in the first place, which
right,
is so crazy.
But I remember you actually saying that, Al, the fact that she's like, it's free money to a state that needs fucking money.
And it's 3 years of free money.
Yeah.
So she's getting crucified for that by the Republicans. They thought they were going to fuck her, that she couldn't win either way. What happened was it played out well, and she stayed an extra day at that governor's conference because she was like, no, you stew in this. I get to be the hero of the piece now. I come in and I'm going to have Democrats. I'm going to have Democrats voting for me because I stood up for gay rights when she has interest in gay rights.
No, and that's exactly it.
So it really is political theater in the shitter. These people are just making these asshole moves because it's an off year and no one's paying attention. And all of a sudden it was a slow news day, and wow, did we swoop down on that?
And there's
one.
the other reason that she's waiting is there has been a little bit of insight from her office that they know as well that it's a bad bill and that she agrees that it's a bad fucking bill. But it is. It's like, even though she thinks it's a bad bill, how does she go because of the political theater?
Yeah.
And how do the political ramifications impact her her future in politics?
Mm-hmm.
So
she has a chance because her name's out there. There's 50 governors, and if you can name 3 of them, I'll kiss you on the mouth.
Right.
I can name 3 of them, but that's about
name
it.
3.
Yeah, after 3, I'm like, I don't give a
Probably.
who the fuck are they?
Yeah,
but all of a sudden you got a 4th governor whose name is mentioned, and it's fucking Jan Brewer.
And here's the thing:
she's a smart.
Everybody was talking about it in Minnesota.
But
everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing living there?
Genius political theater in the shitter.
What are you in a red state for? Why aren't you?
But it is. But here's something I think that is also interesting, and I don't know how I think about this now, kind of hearing your perspective on it. Is this. She's not going to come out for gay rights.
No,
not
never.
one time, ever, ever, ever. And so there's been a lot of message crafted around the idea of this is bad for Arizona business because this is how we get her to the point of vetoing the bill. She doesn't give a shit about gays. She's openly anti-gay.
Because you know who else got smarter in the course of the last 6 years since Karl Rove went down the shitter? Us.
The gays. And we know how to craft.
We stopped pissing and moaning and being victims, and all of a sudden we said, fuck you, that's bad for Arizona business.
It's exactly why, and we know what we're doing as well.
We know when to use the word job killer.
Exactly right.
We learned from you. That's all you say.
We don't swoop in. We don't go down to the rally. And some people have, and that's okay because there's 2 sides to the argument. But we don't go down to the rally like, waving the gay flag and saying, we're here, we're queer, and that was happening too. And that's an important piece of all of the activism. But we go to you want to know who was approaching the Arizona Chamber of Commerce, the Phoenix Chamber of Commerce, the GPEC, who was approaching the Arizona Tech Council? HRC, One Community. It was all Equality Arizona, and it's these folks that are they're doing the same exact thing that Kathy fucking Herod is doing, but we're doing it to the right folks for better reasons.
Right.
So Kathy Herod goes to the legislators and she lobbies them. Well, we're lobbying all of these organizations who are going, yeah, you're right. This is actually really bad for our business, and we don't want this. And we're the ones that are getting the gays are the ones that are getting this pushed through this bad for business. Right. And it provides political cover for Jan Brewer to veto the bill.
Right.
She now has, and she's staying an extra day in Washington to allow this movement to take shape in whichever way it did. And if it went this way, then she had cover to go this way. Sure. And if it goes to the veto, she has cover to veto the bill and not look bad politically.
And the pizzeria owner in Tucson with the
Chicago's pizzeria,
brilliant. Yeah,
and he's the one that set the.
Yeah, I have that.
I don't even think he knows that he set the tone for the argument. To bring all this, the circus can all show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Westboro Baptist, our version of the circus, everybody can show up and do their vegan titties thing. And you know what I mean? And all the fringe people can show up and do their thing. But in the middle, it's got to be the people arguing the middle politics. Mm-hmm. Like the fringe people you're never going to convince. I was on a thread the other day just for fun. if you get a chance to find it and read it, it's on. I'll find it, but it is just fun to read. This guy was going off and off and off, and he's like, "When did I ever mention God?" I'm like, "Asshole, you're on Facebook. I clicked your thing. You went to Oral Roberts University."
Yeah.
But I wasn't even that. I was like, "Oh God, how would we ever figure out if you believed in God?" If only I could click a link on this page
To read something that you said.
And it was so, I just went, and everybody else is having this serious argument, and Stephanie Voigt was on there, or Vaught, how you say her name. There's all these people I know on there, and I'm just cutting this guy down on every single thing. And he's like, "You're an attention seeker." I'm like, "I'm on the where to go to the protest page. You're the Oral Roberts University guy looking for scientific proof that we exist." It was just... These people are never going to come together.
No.
But in the middle
people
business
will.
section where you're saying this is bad for business, and the Republicans are like, we do not want to do another set of lawsuits. We don't want to waste all of the state's money in federal courts defending an asshole measure.
And also, Andy Driggs and Pierce and who's the other guy? Worsley, the other one that is changing his vote.
And Worsley's the one that actually co-wrote it. That turned around.
Yeah. And
he's the one that's like, oh.
I did not realize
well,
that.
he didn't co-write shit. Kathy Herod from the Center for Arizona Policy, the most crazy, rabid, right-wing, anti-gay organization in the state, wrote the bill. I mean, they've said that, they've been saying that on the news, and she's happily taking credit for it. She loves it. But
she's a fun interview too.
Oh, jeez.
Just crazy out of left field.
Completely
out
nuts.
of right field, I guess.
And she's one of those ones that goes on Fox News and no one asks a follow-up question because she's a genius on that channel.
Yeah. So funny.
Jeez, that's scary.
She's the smartest person they've ever met.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But the best thing is that these folks that are changing their minds, it's because they're exactly the same thing. They did not expect the Arizona Tech Council to come out against this, and the Arizona Chamber of Commerce, and they were like, "What?
Yeah,
maybe this
used to be
is bad
fun
for
and profitable.
business."
When did this? You just have to watch that MSNBC with
and the
Steve
Super Bowl.
Pierce.
Can you imagine losing the Super Bowl over this?
Because we lost it once.
Seriously.
Well,
And
yeah,
it's
we
not
did over the
a-
MLK
We're
Day.
the only state to have the Super Bowl yanked from us for being complete and total bigots.
We could do it twice.
But the best thing is that Al Melvin guy. I have never heard of one instance of discrimination in the state of Arizona. You lost the fucking Super Bowl, you moron. He said, well, I've been in the government for 6 years. We said pickaninny. We had a governor that called black people pickaninny. For the love of Jesus.
I did not know that, but that's good to know.
Meekum.
Ed Meekum.
Fucking A.
Good guy.
Yep.
So with the other piece, that just like the non-political piece about this is, how is someone going to know, right? So let's say they will know if I go to a photographer and a couple of pieces that I have like genuine questions about. So if I go to a photographer and I say, I'd like you to photograph my gay wedding, and the photographer says, I don't agree with gay weddings, I'm a Catholic and I can't do that.
Then you just walk away.
What I would say is, okay, thanks. I'd probably tell him to fuck off, but in as nice a way as possible. And I would take to my Facebook page and my
Bless your
Twitter
heart.
and my friends,
Bless your
and I
heart.
would say to them,
Will you try to
This
open
guy
it,
doesn't
please?
do... Huh?
And just try not to make it spill, but just that top part, because I've been trying to open it since I got here. I can't.
No, it's a screw. It's an unscrew.
And it can't be the whole thing. I'm so
go
sorry.
ahead.
just the
I've been
top.
trying.
Well, and that actually happened to me one time in planning Charlie's, Charlie's 25th anniversary party. I called a photo booth. We had the photo booth there. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Under the patio. Anyway, there was a snap, like you get in, get your, little pictures taken, the string of pictures. Anyway.
Okay.
So, we had one of those out there, and I was calling around companies, getting quotes, and this one company said, I'm sorry, I can't do business with a gay bar. And I said, I'm sorry, you could say what? And I was really floored. And
Because at that point, you're not even calling for a gay bar. You are an event coordinator.
yeah. And
This is not even a...
And we're having a conversation until I say what I'm doing it for, like what it's for. And he says, oh, well, what's Charlie's? And I tell him, oh, Charlie's is a gay bar. It's been around 25 years. Isn't that great? And, big celebration. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do business with you. And I had some colorful words for him, and I got off the phone and I got on my Facebook feed and I told everyone I know, and I sent emails, and I think I might have called the Better Business Bureau and just said, this is I need you to know this is going on, and sent them an email, and that was that. And I won't call him again and use him, but I'm not going to sue him for it.
Right, and that's what I said too. Go find someone who supports the
Who
community.
will bake your cake.
Yeah.
And wants
And
to...
we did, and we
Who
found
wants
a-
arsenic in their cake. Like, who want,
Yeah.
I'll make it.
Oh, I'll make
yeah.
you a cake.
Yeah, you can't prove it.
Well,
Yeah,
and
if I tried to kill
we
you.
found
And
a
it's not
photo
that simple.
booth.
Like
I never thought about that part of it.
I don't want to infringe on your religious beliefs. If it's not what
If
you
you're not
believe,
going to come
then
out
we'll
and
just
do my
walk
thing, then
away.
fine, I'll go somewhere else.
Exactly.
I'll tell my friends you suck.
I'm
but
not going to go suck somebody's
but
dick in your
that's-
Mormon temple, so I think we got a deal.
I am pretty sure, however,
people
that has
might.
happened.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
you in
Yeah.
particular,
Yeah.
but between the Catholics and the.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
think,
a sleepover
oh,
camp or
I'm
something.
thinking something.
Could happen.
Yeah.
But then when we get to the idea of, a restaurant, a restaurant who the owners are Catholic or they're liturgical Christians and they don't want to serve me and my family when we come in. How are they going to know when it's just me?
But what
Buddy-
happened at the hotel? Remember that hotel?
The Sheraton downtown?
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's
Remember?
all. But
I
that
mean,
all got fixed, and they
that
corporate
fast.
came
It was
down and were like,
whoa.
"Whoa, no."
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
right.
right.
About
you
the-
have people
The two
walking
ladies
up.
that were having dinner in the
Anniversary
restaurant,
dinner, I think.
and there was
At,
a handheld or a kiss
No,
or
they were
something.
kissing.
Yeah, they kissed
Having
each other.
having an anniversary dinner.
Oh, okay.
Remember, this was the downtown
But
thing.
no,
but
there's a thing, and Buddy put it on his Facebook page about what the actual laws are about refusing service to people, and it's if you're not dressed appropriately, if you're disruptive, if you're there's a small list of reasons why you could prevent
No shirt, no shoes, no service.
right,
Exactly.
that kind of stuff.
No queers, no
Oh,
diets,
yeah.
no.
But
wanna go
what's
Mexicans.
in there is you can't make
Right.
a personal call and just say, I don't like the way you look. And because that's so broadly interpreted, it kind of covers gay people, but not quite, which is why now I think that gay marriage is probably just got streamlined here a lot faster. And I think that's what all those legislators, see, it's that tough word, got to conjugate it correctly. All those legislators just realized we just opened a door to like every kind of lawsuit possible. And an anti-discrimination law is now going to be quick coming for all of them to save their asses.
oh, yeah.
Because now they're thinking, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the people up in the eastern part of the state that are like coal miners or whatever the fuck they're digging for out there that nobody knows about, they're probably safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and the city council today voted on a measure on whether or not they wanted to support this, whether they wanted, like what message they wanted to send to the governor. And there was one Phoenix City councilman that said that this bill is awesome. This is today, Tuesday. This has been going on, and we know everyone that's coming. And I'll give you a guess. I don't know how familiar you are with the Phoenix City Council.
Oh, not really.
Okay.
I only know ours.
Then it's just not as exciting. The Sal DiCiccio, big winner
I
in
hate
Phoenix.
watching him on because sometimes I'll
He
watch
is
the
such
meetings.
a pompous ass.
He is such a prick.
He is so
him and Gordon used to go the rounds.
awful.
I
we
can't-
just,
Oh,
we
yeah,
just
I'm
met
sure.
ours. We just met him.
With the
We just met our city, the one for our
Laura
district.
Pastor?
Yeah, Laura Pastor.
She
Oh,
took
yeah.
over for Tom
We just met
Simplot.
her, I'm sorry.
No, but
Yes.
Hi, Jeffrey.
She's
DiCiccio
lovely.
is from another, but he's
DiCiccio is
right,
from
right.
kind of the Paradise Valley district. Laura Pastor is lovely.
And because when
She
I
got my
wanted to
vote.
call and protest something in Congress, and I realized that your district and my district are both Democratic districts in Phoenix, I'm like, God damn it!
But you
I
can-
wanted to get a protest going, and
But the
wanted
calls,
to-
keep in mind though, the calls are always still important. Lobby
Oh, yeah,
your
right,
Democratic
right.
legislators and your Democratic Congress people.
but it
and-
was just funny that I wanted to leave
Right.
hate mail, and I'm like, oh, you voted the right way.
There was
guys.
you're representing me well.
There was a great thing
Fuck.
that came out in today, just with the Phoenix New Times, that they found at 3:00 today, one business who supports this bill. One business.
I've heard, but I've actually heard of a
but
few of
but
them.
as far as finding them out at the protest, as far as
Okay.
as finding them out there, because you remember and forgive me, I don't remember the gentleman's name, the Democratic guy who came out and said, okay, if you asshats want to go ahead and pass this shit, then
I want to say his
tell
name
us.
is Campbell, but I can't
No,
remember.
Chad Campbell. I have a quote here from
Okay.
Chad Campbell, clarifying what this is about.
Right.
But this was someone who initially came out and said, whoa, you cannot do this. And if you're going to, which apparently you are, you need to give us a list of where these places are.
Yeah,
So that,
so
we
that the
don't
gays
go.
don't go there.
Yeah. Just put up a sign. Why can't you? And they're like, oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to let you know who.
Hates
We're
you.
Just, come
We're just
on.
gonna it's surprise.
Yeah, because that would be
You're kicked
discrimination
out.
against them or
Yeah,
something.
I'm sure.
So they just, it said, turns out we found one single report of a business in favor of the bill. And that is Henderson Family Farm in Casa Grande. The print says, I'm not a lawyer. There's a lot of legalese that I don't understand, but the parts I do, I agree with, quite frankly, said Doug Henderson, owner of Henderson Family Farm in Casa Grande. There are certain lifestyles that are wrong. It doesn't mean I hate the person. I just don't agree with their lifestyle. Apparently, that is the only one that they could find for SB 1062. And it says they found a couple of real estate agents as well who support it, one of whom used to own a business. But if they ask you to please let them know who, and they'll go ahead and put it on here.
That's
They'll
awesome.
let you know.
Channel
I
12
love that.
yesterday was doing a poll when they were talking about it. And they're like, okay. And they said this like 3 or 4 times throughout the broadcast. They're like, and we are trying to locate any business who's in favor of this bill. And they were dead serious. They're like, so if you are a business owner and you are in favor of this bill, please call us because we haven't heard from any of you yet. I mean, it was just so funny.
And they should have gone to like a, like when they do try to get calls in for money and they have the call centers, they should have like flashed to a call center. Quiet.
The call bank and nobody's on the phone.
The phone bank. And they're like, we're ready for your calls.
Reading
on that fun page that I was on with everybody like going after this guy. There was this woman named Colleen. And hi, Colleen, wherever you are. I doubt you're listening because you're too busy at church. She was on there talking about how there's no separation of church and state and that everybody reads the First Amendment wrong and all this stuff. And that she had a business. So then the first thing I said to her is like, Colleen, if you're such an out and proud business owner, I'm going to need to know the name of your business because you should be proud of your stance here and put your business's name on the page. In every third column, and there was like 3 of us on the page, like, Colleen, yoo-hoo. Where'd you go? And then I clicked on her link, and I'm like, Colleen, honey, if you're so proud of your business, you should probably put it on Facebook. People might want to support you. But everybody was just like, yoo-hoo.
We've lost Colleen. We've
Somebody
lost
just got
Colleen.
sick of the exchanges and goes, well, all you need to know is that me and my wife and 3 kids are going to be at the rally tonight. I'm like, well, perhaps Colleen will join us with business cards.
In the midst of everything else that's gone on with this, and I'm sure you all saw it because you all watched I don't know if you all do, but The Daily Show. When the guy was saying that the part of the whole thing of, if you're a baker and somebody comes to you and you don't want to make a cake for a gay wedding, when he comes back, what he said in response to that was just hilarious. And I think I had this queued up perfectly. Hang on.
You think a gay wedding is going to have a supermarket cake? That's what you think? Really? This couple's been waiting their whole lives for the freedom to marry. They're not just going to swing by the Safeway and pick up an Entenmann's. Oh, and let's grab one of those 30 candles to commemorate how many years the state has denied us basic human dignity.
That's awesome.
They're not just going to go to the Safeway. Oh, I was dying.
Right.
I hadn't heard that second part.
That is
and
very
that's
funny.
awesome.
For a little political, just a little political twist on that. The first, when Jon Stewart first took that show over and kind of changed the tone of the Daily Show.
Who did it before him?
I can't remember.
Okay, no, right now.
Not Craig Kilborn. Yeah, Craig Kilborn.
yours.
Craig Kilborn.
Yeah.
Five questions. And he made it more pointed and more like really going to mock them. Well, the first person they hounded was in 2000 was John McCain, where they asked questions at a press conference and they got press credentials. And if you can find it, if it's still out there somewhere. And because the Daily Show was not known for this, and they didn't know who they were, so they were completely subversive and took John McCain to task. So John McCain is especially sensitive because that's how the Daily Show got on the map with Jon Stewart, was at the expense of John McCain.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's why he's always been the old man yelling at the kids to get off his yard because and he actually felt bad about it because a couple weeks later was when Karl Rove, the most evil human alive, went after McCain and said that he had they had the black baby and his wife was addicted to prescription pills and cost the election in South Carolina. The primary in South Carolina was all Karl Rove. And that poor little girl, the adopted McCain child, just still traumatized by that.
I don't know anything about this.
I thought that was Romney.
No. Thank God I'm here to help you all.
No, no. There was
McCain
there's a new one with Romney.
I don't know
That's,
anything about this.
A more
Al.
recent.
Yeah,
I
there's
know
a
what
more
you're
recent,
talking
the
about.
more
though.
recent one was a shitty thing.
I got very confused.
Yeah, it was the
sorry.
media making a joke about Romney.
Right,
the
right,
Romney's having a other cultured child.
Exactly.
I don't know what the culture is, but
that's what I was thinking.
But the
you were
John
referring to. I'm
McCain,
sorry.
Karl Rove crucified McCain for having an illegitimate black baby, and that
He does?
Yeah.
no. Not at all.
Yeah, this is so
they
weird.
adopted a child that doesn't look like them. Is
Yeah.
all. And just and Karl Rove, the most evil. Watch out for Karl Rove. He's the cuntiest cunter in the world.
Cunty
And
McCunterson.
he got George Bush. I keep talking about him. Like, you got to pay attention. to
No,
this little
I was
troll.
looking at the stuff that you posted
He's a
that we talked
frightening
about
little
last
bitch.
week.
Yeah.
Afterwards, it was crazy.
Crazy. So there, well, we wasted an hour. We beat that to death.
He,
yet?
Sure.
Oh
we're not
no,
done.
you got lots of fun stuff.
No, not actually lots of it, but that Chad Campbell quote for anyone who's out there that doesn't exactly, I like how he just broke it down. He says, I'll clarify for you. It's going after an unprotected class of people. With an exception in a few cities here in Arizona, the LGBT is an unprotected class. This bill is aimed at going after the cities which have granted protected status, just like others have due to gender, ethnicity, etc., to the LGBT community. It will override their laws and allow for discrimination aimed at the LGBT community. Furthermore, it will go well beyond that. It could affect unwed mothers, as an example. Let there be no doubt that it's state-sanctioned bigotry.
Yeah.
That, you know, just the idea, like with that kind of breakdown, he was on Justin Unga's page. And
Because someone asked
Now-
Justin,
and
I don't
that was
understand.
his- right, and it was that was Chad just kind of chiming in to say,
And now
here's
was
the easiest way.
Was he the one that was who was escorted out of the state house? Was it him?
I don't know.
It was either after he spoke or that he was escorted out, or supporters of his were escorted out. But somebody was escorted out. And then there's the awful quote where they ask if if EMT or police
I did hear
go
this
to
one.
a call, can they refuse because someone's gay? Or can we
On
have that
their
exemption?
religious-
Yeah, can we get the exemption in that this will not? And
they said no.
No, they said no. They were not going to put exceptions into this bill. That it's.
Can you imagine if you are like dying in a car accident and you are like bleeding out and someone
and you have
shows
like a
up
rainbow
and
bracelet on or
someone
something.
says, or your partner is there, like
Yeah.
if I'm bleeding out in a car and Kelly's saying, "Oh my God, please, this is my partner, please help her," and they say, "Oh, this."
No.
Which
Yeah.
and
Wait for the
granted,
other responders.
It's my least favorite Best Picture winner ever because of the politics involved. But Crash at the end of
Sure.
Crash, where
I saw that, but I
what's
can't
what's
totally
I love
remember.
that
What's that
movie,
pretty
but-
woman's name?
not Sandra Bullock.
No.
The
Oh, I can't think of her
Zoe
name.
Saldana.
Yes, Zoe Saldana is upside down in the car,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the racist pig that
Yep.
kind of raped her on the street is who's there to rescue her, and he rescues her, and she's like, I'd rather die in the car than have you touch me.
Wasn't
And-
that Matt? Wasn't that Dylan?
Oh, Matt Dillon.
Matt
Yeah.
Dillon. Oh my God! But it's
Oh,
that
God, it
thing of
was-
like all of
yeah.
a sudden you're afraid. So there was so much to this weekend, but I was
There
so
was-
glad to be a news junkie again.
I did love the Ruben Gallego in the house where he held up the giant "No Gays Allowed" sign, which the signs are totally.
Oh,
they're
he's
not.
he got escorted.
That's
out.
what I've been thinking,
Yeah.
that you might have meant him, because they're not permitted on the House floor, signs and things like that. But I love that he was just like, you know what, fuck. And he's been at every single rally, and he's someone who is much like Chad Campbell. I mean, Ruben's very, very smart and really well spoken, and he is he's just by nature who he is. Like, he's not an idiot, so he's a supporter of gay rights, and he held up, he's like, this is what we will see in Arizona. And he held up this huge sign that said "No Gays Allowed." And then he was out of order in the whole thing.
Yeah,
And
so he was
But he
like-
wouldn't put it down. He's like, no, this is what you're doing right here. This is, and they were like, no, that's not what we're doing. So it's just so funny to hear the Republicans that are coming back and saying, well, we had no idea. No, yeah, you did. Because all your Democratic counterparts told you exactly what was going to happen and what
Yeah.
you were doing. Just been, yeah, it has. It's been very, very interesting. It's been kind of an exciting week. And someone at the rally on Friday said, I mean, I sort of feel like we should thank the Republican legislators. And I said, what's that? And he goes, well, I mean, this is really exciting. Like, they're really bringing us together and giving us a reason to fight. And with so many people seeing gay marriage passing here and here and here, and gay marriage, that people start to get a little bit complacent, and they think, oh, our rights are coming for us, but you have to
You
fight,
fight for them, and now
But-
we got the fightiness. I love it.
But that too. But other thing I was thinking about, we should thank them for showing us who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
To make sure that we have you in the line of sights for, you're rather than flying under the radar behind the curtain. Oh, you're the asshole we have to watch
Yeah.
out for.
Although
As
I-
opposed to just somebody who's all happy and good, everything's good, and they slip shit under the table you never see.
Really sad though that a lot of these people are still going to be reelected.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just they
That's what I'm
will,
saying. Those
and that
people-
makes me
those
feel
people
sad.
in the eastern mining towns, they got no worries. What Eric Holder? Google it. Eric Holder.
I heard it today.
Rachel Maddow does a fantastic thing about all that Eric Holder is doing under the radar. as no one knows when he's going to leave. And he said today that state attorneys general should just not bother to support
Anything
anti-discrimination.
against it.
Like, if
Yep.
they don't like it, don't support it. Don't spend the money here. Make the Republicans raise the money themselves.
Whew. I like this is good. We have 2 hours now. You didn't have to fit it all in right there. We have 2 more hours to go. End of hour 1. Honestly, headlines are coming up. Fun stuff is coming up. A drinking word. Al's going to talk about Oscars. We have sports stuff. And at some point, Marnie's going to chime in and actually say a few words tonight in the show.
I'm sorry. I took all your time.
It's okay. It's
matter
Q
to
Talk
me.
America coming to you live from the heart of the most warm and lovely state in the Union. We'll be right back.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Yeah.
Good evening once again. What was that last comment?
The only thing I brought about all this was the article you opened with because I thought it was so funny too.
Oh, okay, got it. But you've got enough in your arsenal to go
Right,
through this
right.
all. Good evening, everybody. Hour 2, it's The Show on Q Talk America. I'm Clayton McKee alongside Katie June, Marnie Ryer, Al Perkins. We are, well, it's hot and heavy in here tonight because there's a lot going on in our lovely state, a state which we all dearly love. I love being here. I love being in Arizona. I've been here 20 years. I don't want to see bad things happen to good people, but sometimes people just shit in their own nest and they have to pay for it.
And God knows
And
we've faced our share of crazy
It
politicians.
is just,
so.
it is so true. And you hear people say, I'm moving, I'm getting out of there, and da-da-da-da-da, or
You know
why do you live there? But I'm with you, Clayton. I love
I
it
love it
here.
here. I love it here.
Arizona.
I just left a fucking blizzard.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, in Minnesota.
I got there in just enough time to be in this fucking blizzard.
Can I say
Real
something
goddamn
mildly
cold.
offensive?
Please do.
Why
I love
wouldn't
that.
you?
Shut Aaron up about wanting to live
Oh
where it's
no,
cold.
not at all. No.
She thinks it'd be fun?
Because she wasn't there. And I was
How was she not
bitching
there?
and pissed. She wasn't able to go with me.
Oh, I didn't
okay.
know that.
No, Mom and I went.
I knew Mom was.
Yeah.
I just assumed. Oh,
no, she
damn
wasn't
it.
able to go
Gotta,
with me.
gotta plan another trip. I hate they have to do
I
that.
love you, Ernie, but
Yeah.
that last poster almost got me. I'm like, oh, honey, you need to go live
Yeah.
where it's cold for a while and get back to
Well,
me.
and not just like visit, like sin.
Commit
fucking
yourself.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that was just
Do a couple weeks.
ridiculous.
Do a couple weeks.
So the weather is just gorgeous. People are like, why aren't you just moving back? The politics down there. Well, my palm tree isn't political.
Right.
No,
No, my
yes,
backyard
thank
isn't
you.
political.
Yeah. So
Yes.
unless I choose to have a discussion.
Right, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
As we do at the beginning of hour 2, we are going. Well, we're running woefully late with headlines, but we're going to get to that too. But we have to always clear up this. It's for legal purposes that somebody who was formerly on this network thought that we had to do because we were the bane of all that was evil. So we have this lovely little drinking disclaimer just so that we can play with everyone.
Now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
In honor of Meredith Vieira and what became my favorite moment in the Olympics, our drinking phrase today is Google it.
Google it.
And I have to say, I'm all caught up with my Entertainment Weekly
Google
due to a mailing issue.
Oh.
I would say a mail issue.
Well,
Oh, sorry. I read 3 today, but it wasn't this one. In their sound bites, where they take the best things from, like all the TV shows, they take the best sound clip from TV shows. And Cougar Town's Krista Miller gets "There is no greater tragedy than outliving your own wine glass" was in this week's.
That's great.
So the soundbite from the last week's episode was Meredith Vieira. Google it. Because she didn't feel like explaining this. I still don't know the Cyrillian alphabet or Cyrillian.
Oh, yeah. But I just
I don't
love
know, but
Meredith
that's-
Vieira, and you can just hear with the flippancy that she's like, just Google it.
Just
I don't know.
I
I got
can't-
nothing
I
for
can't
ya.
help you.
Yeah.
But so that's our drinking phrase.
Google it.
But and there was like 3 things in the last 3 weeks of Entertainment Weekly soundbites that we have all called out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so it's just been cracking me up. That I'm
You'll
like,
have to update us on those when we get to that
well,
section.
Oh yeah, they're all on my
You have so much going on, Al. You have so much going on. You don't even realize what you're doing at this point. I think you've lost all control.
I've lost all control. Google it.
Let's.
I want to see my control. You Google it.
I'm gonna have to
bitch.
go make myself another drink here in just a minute, right here. Here we go with some headlines. We thought we'd never get to it because the first hour was full of, well, headlines and other stuff. Oh, my heavens. Oh, a couple has sex in a cab.
What a story about someone who is a crazy asshat? Well, he's back.
2 men accused of a moving violation.
Warning, warning. Oral sex can cause worms.
Man uses forklift and gets fired.
Take your fracking pizza and shut the well up.
And a woman is jailed over an unreturned VHS tape. Really, honestly. This and more coming up right now on Q Talk America. Oh, well, who hasn't taken the ride of a lifetime in a cab of, well, any number of cabs? They've got vans and cars, and yes, in New York still they have hansom cabs that are pulled by horses.
Not for long.
An Illinois couple is accused of having sex during a 40-minute cab ride. Well, then when they got to the end, they didn't have enough money to pay the $83 fare. According to Huffington Post, the cab driver told police that he picked up Stephanie and Andrew at 3 a.m. at Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill, a fine place to always spend your evenings. We have one in Mesa, if I'm not mistaken.
We do.
And once they got inside, they began stripping clothes and having sex right there in the cab. Well,
God bless them.
when
all.
they got to their destination, which, by the way, was the home of the man's mother, they were unable to pay. So the cab driver then called the police. Well, officers noted in a report that they both smelled like alcohol and that their clothing was strewn all over the taxi. Vukovic was then later able to pay the fare with one of his mom's credit cards. And the woman was taken to the police station where her brother picked her up. It's not clear as to what charges or why if there were charges or why she was taken to the police station. But at this point, there was no listing of pressing charges or representation by legal firms.
Do I need a lawyer for this, or was this just in bad taste?
Who are you calling bad taste?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I love this cab.
Yeah.
I love this.
I love you.
It's my kind of place.
God damn.
That really is a funny thing to ask a cop. Now, how illegal is this?
On a scale of 1 to
Murder.
40.
What to murder.
Outside of Florida.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
There's that.
So, asshat is back. Ted Nugent.
Oh, I saw something on a video screen of him walking somewhere.
Basically, a mongrel, a subhuman, and a monkey walk into a bar.
Yeah.
That's
But
just our president,
thank
according
you.
to
But
Ted Nugent.
Right.
Yeah, he really is something. He went on, he did an interview with Aaron Burnett, and I did not see that. Like, I
I
wasn't
couldn't
able...
watch. He's one of those people I have
His
to turn off.
brother it was now on today. I don't know if you saw that at all. Who couldn't look less like Ted Nugent.
Wait, Ted Nugent has a brother who's an anchor on Today?
No, he's not.
Oh, freak
Sorry.
me out.
Ted Nugent's brother
Was being interviewed
was
on
being
Well, oh,
interviewed.
okay, gotcha. Got it. I'm like,
On
he's
CNN.
on Today?
Today.
Ted
Okay,
Nugent's
got
like
it.
Ann Coulter. I can make it like 2 seconds in.
yeah.
And then I'm
Same.
Well,
I'm
I
the same.
tried. There
I'm at
was
stroke levels.
There was something else that they had a different video newsfeed of him, and that one it didn't really say anything. But this one with Aaron Burnett apparently was his attempt to then try to apologize, which he does not know how to do at all. It said that Nugent has drawn wide criticism, including from top Republicans, for calling Obama a subhuman mongrel.
Which, can I put that in context in case people don't know?
Go ahead.
That is the propaganda that that Hitler used against the Jews.
Right.
Oh.
That's
that's
literally
part of
the
it.
wording from the the propaganda posters.
Now they didn't have that in here. I was going to
Wow.
Google that before I got here. What? Google that?
Google it.
Google it.
So
That is what that term comes from.
I was going to do that, but it
I know
said that
too much
Burnett
shit.
said she could
do.
find use of mongrel only in Aryan Nation membership form. So would that be the same?
Yeah, they're descendants of, but that
Descendants
is
of, of course,
literally
but-
from the one of the early posters.
Got it.
Before they became rats and monkeys.
Okay.
The Jews
Okay.
were portrayed with rat ears or as monkeys.
Okay.
But a subhuman mongrel is directly from their propaganda.
I had no idea about
I
that.
didn't either, and that's why I thought that has to. I wonder that word mongrel wouldn't be somewhere else. But Nugent countered that he knew of no racial reference when using the word, and said
fuck.
his use of mongrel referred to quote bad people who are destroying our neighborhoods.
In other news, there's no discrimination in
Now
Arizona.
now it's one of those dog whistle racist terms. You know what I mean?
What?
It's like thug. Like everybody's talking about the word thug. Like you just mean
Right.
the N word.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just finding a nice way. Oh, fuck you.
Oh,
For
bless your
anyone,
heart.
for anyone,
Bless your heart. Right, that means fuck you.
Yeah, I know.
I got the dog whistle for bless your heart. Don't you worry about a thing there,
Google
honey.
it. Google it.
Nugent went on before launching into criticism about CNN. He went on to say, for anyone to claim that I'm a racist or it had racist overtones is the typical crap that the propaganda ministry and the media put out there.
Again, it's the guy.
It is your fault, media.
Yeah.
It is your fault, black people
Yeah.
and gays. It
Right.
is all your fault.
Right, again,
Absolutely.
it's the guy in
It's
the
your
white
fault
robe.
for taking my words in the wrong way.
The white hooded robe blaming you for being intolerant of my intolerance.
Right. Well, and the biggest lesson of this, they're saying, is that, anger doesn't mean you can say anything that you want.
Yeah.
Not and not have to face any consequences
Right.
because of it.
Oh, freedom of speech. Say whatever you want to. Just be ready for it.
ready.
Right, as I am.
And
I got a big fucking
completely.
mouth, and I am ready to be told off at any
Absolutely.
point in my day.
Absolutely. He was definitely he went off about taking credit. I mean, this instead of apologizing, he went off. He took credit for Pierce Morgan's cancellation. I got Pierce Morgan's ass thrown out because of the gun stuff. And
I think there's
vowed-
more to that than obviously
big time.
Well, mostly
yeah.
low ratings.
General
Yeah,
low
right,
ratings
right.
are what. Yeah,
And vowed to do the same with Don Lemon and Wolf Blitzer.
whatever. They just gave Wolf a new goddamn show on
know it.
CNN called
Burnett-
Wolf.
Does Wolf sleep?
No,
I don't
he
think
never
so.
does. He's a robot.
No,
He's-
he may be. He's a Stepford CNN.
I need that breaking news.
You need what? You need the slide or the sounder?
I need the sounder. Breaking news.
the CNN host, this Aaron Burnett,
Wolf Blitzer is a robot.
on CNN.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
So, it
See how much fun that is? I'm gonna use it
Google
all the
that.
time.
We're fourth, but Obama won the election.
Burnett asked Nugent about using chimpanzee in referring to Obama as well.
Oh my
I mean, so there was that whole
Just
thing.
crazy.
He said he was making no racial reference in the comment.
Obviously.
Which suggests he doesn't understand language or U.S. history. Instead, he returned to Benghazi and what he sees
Right,
as
oh.
Obama's refusal to take responsibility.
And that's all you have to
Hence,
do?
Chimpanzee.
Just say
I guess.
Benghazi. That's the only thing we're missing.
Is it
from
because
the-
Benghazi sounds like chimpanzee?
from this
No,
gay debate?
no. The only thing
No,
we
it
need in the
doesn't.
gay debate is we need to say it'll be bad for business Benghazi. Because the only way to get a Republican's attention is
Google
to say
it.
Benghazi.
Google Benghazi.
And
It's synonymous, really.
on my favorite show, on Real Time with Bill Maher, he's the California Daryl Issa from Republican
Google that.
Congressman. Yeah, Google it. Republican Congressman Daryl Issa from California was the one that's in charge of the Benghazi hearings, and so
Oh, yeah.
so Bill Maher is just like, all right, come on, what are you looking for in Benghazi? And he's like, well, we just want to find out how to prevent it from happening again. He's like, so you're saying that Obama didn't actually shoot anybody or didn't call for it? And he's like, well, we know that. We just want to find out how to prevent it. So Hillary Clinton has nothing to do with it either. You, as the chairman of the committee, are saying that the scandal is just how do we prevent it, not that they caused it or that there's any underlying thing. He's like, can you call Fox News and let them know
that,
you're
right.
the chairman of the committee and you gave up the ghost? And he's like, I can't control Fox News. He's like, but you could call them with facts now and then. And the fact that there is video out there now of Daryl Issa saying,
You know what I would say to Fox
but you
News?
still have to say it, Benghazi.
No, I'd say
Google
Google
it.
it.
Bad for business, Benghazi.
We should start that because we have the hashtag bad for AZ business. We should just do bad for AZ business Benghazi.
And I
That would be great.
absolutely hate to make a joke about it because it really was a horrible thing. But I just
But
feel
it's
like
obnoxious.
but Republicans use it like Mufasa. Benghazi. Ooh, say it again.
Say it
again.
Gosh, and isn't it just?
It's terrible to make that joke, but every time, and I try to watch Fox News
It's
as
not
much
a
as I
joke,
can.
it's a reference.
Yeah, it's a reference. Go ahead. My
Sure
bad.
it is. Oh,
I've had a lot of coffee and margaritas today,
I don't know
girl,
how.
so
Oh,
you're
I made
fine.
coffee and left it sitting in the kitchen. I have to go back and get that in a minute because I have to make another drink in a few minutes. Anyway, it's in front.
And you're still not talking as fast as me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No.
Oh, Al, now this might be in your neck of the woods. I don't know. How far is Herkimer, New York to you, where you were? You were
I'll
in
Google
Buffalo? No, you Google it. Well, police say the two men have been arrested after a central New York farmer discovered that
I'm from
cows
Western.
were being sexually abused.
Oh my God! And there's two of them. There's two people in this picture.
funny.
News
is
outlets reported Friday
bad.
that a farmer in Herkimer near Utica noticed his cows appeared anxious and failed to produce as much milk as normal. Wondering about this, he installed video surveillance equipment to try to determine why. The farmer contacted state police after watching the footage and discovering the animals were being molested by two men. Police said the two men in their 30s were arrested after one agreed to videotape the other attempting to sexually contact
like E.T.
Several-
Phone home.
Yes, one man didn't immediately return a phone message left Saturday at his home in Ilion, New York. Police said the other man has no known address.
I drove through Herkimer in my travels last year.
Maybe his address is a barn. Both were arrested on misdemeanor sexual misconduct charges and released, both with appearance tickets pending.
Oh, and there's Ilion.
Gonzalez?
How? Why? Where in
Yeah.
hell? You know what's going
I
to
have
be?
so many questions. How, where, when, why, who?
I mean, for real. How do you just go, well, then again, I did that whole thing on fucking cars.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And I don't
But-
mean, God, those fucking cars. I mean fucking cars.
People who
Like, so-
were actually fucking cars.
He was sexually attracted to cars.
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh, that
recall.
beetle is
And
hot.
now, and so Bessie, like,
But can you imagine the conversation? These two are in another, oh God, I love this bar, whatever the hell,
Right.
getting loaded. And this guy's got a new GoPro
I love
camera.
this barn. Is where they
I love this
were.
barn.
Yeah.
He's got a new,
I love this barn.
he's got a new GoPro camera. He's like, let's go out and let's go fuck a cow. Where in the hell do you come up with that?
Now wait, did it say in this article about another guy that was fucking cows because he liked the serene, peaceful environment? Is that the same thing?
That wasn't in my text.
Someone else in a different article was like, "This is similar to another article or another case
barn.
where someone was fucking cows because they appreciated the serene environment," and that's literally what it said.
Well, go buy a farm.
No, what I'm not sure-
and
I
get
might
a
have to-
wife.
There are other things you can do in that serene
Exactly.
environment.
I might have to Google
I
it.
would suggest
But-
masturbation.
well,
Apparently, it leads to cancer.
But I'm concerned, is this a story that you found that's another two gentlemen in
No,
somewhere else?
same two gentlemen, just
Same
a different
two, yeah.
story with a
Got
different
it.
reference.
Got it. That's a totally different than cow tipping. I don't know what that's totally different.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Ryer.
Oh, well. I want to make sure that you all know that according to Uganda's president,
I thought you had light
gay
stories.
oral sex can give you worms. That is a light story. Are you kidding? He's a fucking idiot.
If you do it right, I'll give you $20.
We call that worms. They used to call it bones.
Worms, cash.
He says, and I can't pronounce his name, Museveni, fucking idiot.
Benghazi.
Benghazi.
Google it. He says, homosexuals are actually mercenaries.
Oh.
They are heterosexual people, but because of money, they say they're homosexual.
Yeah, because
Okay, go ahead. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Let that
go,
sink in.
made
say it
sense.
again.
I have money? I
Homosexual.
like this part.
Apparently you
Homosexuals
get more.
are actually my favorite sentence isn't even here yet.
Okay.
Homosexuals are actually mercenaries. They are heterosexual people, but because of money, they say they are homosexuals. These are prostitutes because of money. Whores.
All of us?
Whores.
Well,
All
I
of
mean,
us?
I'm
God
like, I
damn
have
it.
been
I didn't get
called.
one receipt.
Yeah.
I know it. I can't write this shit off on my taxes. I'm
It's
pissed.
been years, but really, I mean, it fits. Little.
I mean, you're so hard up, you're getting people to shoot stuff up into you out of a syringe.
What about those
true.
people?
Seriously, so we're all just
Prostitutes.
closeted straight people.
Absolutely.
But doing it for money. That's
Absolutely. That's why we make the claim, mercenaries.
So what about the other people who would be our clients? What about them?
Well, they're just faking it. That's my guess.
Because it
my
takes
guess.
two to tango. I mean, if you've got a penis and I got a penis,
Yeah.
that makes you gay.
Yep, and thank God I don't.
There's that.
He
Well, I didn't mean you
also-
specifically,
I know.
darling. All
He
right.
also took
Calm
issue
down.
with the act of gay oral sex, saying, "You push them out there. You can come back with worms and they enter your stomach because that is a wrong address.
You just gotta. I mean,
Wait,
we're gonna have to
he-
Google it to find out. But what's going on in his penis that worms come out?
And at the wrong address. Oh,
No.
wrong address.
I couldn't. I slapped myself.
That is a sentence where punctuation is very
Very important.
crucial.
It really is. Yes, yes, yes.
It
No,
really is.
I read it as
That you could come away with something.
you push the mouth there, comma. You can come back with worms and they enter your stomach because that is a wrong address.
In related news, if you,
That is a wrong address.
in related news, if you eat apple
No
seeds,
such
trees
number.
grow in your belly.
That is
You're gonna-
Clayton, that's
you're gonna
true.
shit out
That's
an apple
actual.
tree.
That's actually true.
That's true.
You'll be shitting out an
Watermelon
apple
seeds,
tree.
watermelons grow in your belly. All
that
these things
happens.
are true, ladies and
Yep.
gentlemen.
All
Christ
of
on a
them.
cross.
Yes.
So, by the way, portions of tonight's show sponsored by the Uganda Tourism Board.
And worms.
Oh, and speaking of Uganda, Harrison got to see the Book of
Speaking-
Mormon the other day,
Oh,
where
Did
she
she love
learned the
it?
very handy phrase "Hasadiga Ibawai."
what does that mean?
Well, Ibawai means God, and Asadiga means fuck you. So I guess in English it would mean fuck you, God. Oh! Hasadiga Ibawai. Am I saying that right?
Well,
Does it mean?
Maybe.
Does it mean no worries for the rest of my days?
Kinda. Google it.
I was walking down
I'm going to-
Camelback today, singing that song at the top of my lungs. Fuck you, God in the S mouth and cunta, and that's probably why we're not going to get Christian sponsorship.
Likely. Well, many
reasons.
reasons.
One of the
You
reasons.
have,
A survey that was released. Here's another reason.
Oh, a
Maybe we're
survey.
not going to Uganda.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out
I'm
there.
pretty sure I'm
gonna
not.
say not.
Well, I had thought about it briefly because I'm a mercenary.
Women there
Anyway.
get circumcised, or clits get cut right off.
Apparently,
Well,
96%
the worst
of the
thing of life.
Ugandans
Yeah.
don't think homosexuality should be accepted by society.
no, and you know who went
That's
over there
a
and preached
damn
that to
that
them?
other 4%, fucking mercenaries and prostitutes.
But you know who went over there and preached that to them? You know how this all got started? American evangelicals.
Oh, right. Yeah, I saw
Because they're
a
like, we
big
lost the
thing
battle
on
in
it. Yeah,
America,
yeah.
so let's travel
Yeah.
over there and start spreading it. There's a documentary, and I can't think what the name of
It
it
was
is.
brilliant.
Yeah,
I saw it.
It's a very
Oh my God.
documentary.
And it's
Give it to me.
actually
I need it right now.
disturbing.
Just Google
It's so
Ugandan gay
disturbing.
documentary. I can't think. It's got a great title too. Very catchy.
Yeah, they said if the West does not want to work with us because of homosexuals, then we have enough
Then they're-
space to ourselves.
I think it's called. I think the working title was "Worms in the Mouth."
Yeah.
wrong address. Yeah.
God loves Uganda.
God loves Uganda. That's it. Catchy title.
Catchy title.
Their clits get cut right
Yep.
off. Well,
Oh well.
Wrong address.
Well, I think the next man in this story is going to be a champion for all of us, because who hasn't at some point or another had a fight with a vending machine? Put your money in and nothing comes out. Well, a 27-year-old
Dust has
man.
irrational anger.
A 27-year-old man has lost his job and Iowa unemployment benefits for using a forklift on a malfunctioning vending machine.
But my respect. He lost a lot of
Right,
things,
but-
but he earned my respect.
The Des Moines Register says that Robert McKevitt had deposited money in a vending machine, but the candy that he wanted just didn't seem to fall out like it should have. The state unemployment records say that his banging and rocking of the machine didn't work, so McKevitt commandeered a forklift, picked up the machine, and slammed it to the floor 6 times.
Can we get his name and send him like a check or a congratulatory letter?
Apparently, after
lost
the
your job, but we like you.
after the 6th time, 3 candy bars fell. In a ruling released last month, the judge denied McKevitt's claim for unemployment benefits, saying that he'd willfully disregarded his employer's interests. McKevitt told the Register that he never lifted or dropped the machine, but he did use it to move it back into its place.
Because all I can think of is the few times in my life that a vending machine has offered any solace to me. I was so desperate, so hungry, and so at the end of my rope that I went to a vending machine for food.
Right.
That the
Sustenance.
level of anger,
when it doesn't come out.
starvation, and near death was terribly, terribly nigh.
I would have just loved to have seen the security camera where he rolls it up, the heister up, and just like slams it 6 times. I would have loved that.
And the rest of the people cheering.
Come on.
Like Office Space,
Right.
playing
And the
like
fax
gangster
machine,
rap.
yeah.
Yeah. What I would like
Damn,
to
it feels good to be a gangster.
Gangster.
Smash.
I would have
Well,
Google it. I would have
Wrong
liked
address.
to have seen the look at the judge try to keep a straight face as he's like saying, okay, I really can't give you these unemployment benefits, but God bless you.
Yeah, exactly. Because that vending machine down the hall, if I could get a forklift to this motherfucking building,
Right.
the next time it denies me a Kit Kat bar, I'm calling you in the forklift machine.
Right. I'm going on tour.
I'll pay you cash.
I just would love to see it. Bam! Bam! Oh, got a Twizzler.
Oh, that's a win. That's a big win for the forklift.
No, funny enough, the story didn't say what he was trying to get. What candy bar.
what he was
Kit Kat,
happy about.
Snickers,
Twix,
and-
really, what
Because
is
if
my
it was like
go-to.
Reese's cups, we'd be at like full-blown Ugandan war. You know what
Just
I mean?
blow up the goddamn machine.
Yeah. I'm going to need a terrorist on aisle 5 to get me the Kit Kat bar.
out of this.
And a new fuel
I mean-
tank for the heister.
I'm going to need someone to strap on an explosive to give me that fucking Kit Kat bar.
Prostitute.
A firmly held religious belief will do. Google it.
Christ on a cross.
That is
I'm
good.
drinking
And
wines
it
for
is.
humanity while pissing off everyone. Well,
Next week our drinker is going to be whale. Oh, fuck.
the other and Buddy talks about it all the time. The other funny part about that song is when they go "fuck you in the other eye," just hysterical. That's what the little that chorus in the back kicking and dancing sings.
Oh my God.
Fuck you in the other eye.
Ryer, go for it, baby. Go for it. You go.
I want to talk
I'm
about.
sweating.
I am too.
It's warm in here.
Well, last week we had the
I feel
on
great.
low. This is on medium.
Feeling
Yeah.
good, peeps.
No,
Yeah.
it feels better.
She's shot full of hormones.
You should feel good. Your mustache is fantastic.
Is that, it matches my earrings.
We'll give you a little comb for next week.
So I think the new title of this show is Estrogen, the other white meat.
Well,
Google that, people. Google that.
We'd like to say, oh my God, who is it? Ghana is listening. United States and
there you go. I
Ghana.
love it.
oh, Ghana. All right.
Prostitutes.
I know. That's
Prostitutes.
We'll see. And Ghana's
Wayo.
gone. And Ghana's gone. So there's.
Oh,
that
there you
was
have it.
they
There you
accident.
have
That was
it.
accidentally. It's actually good. I felt a little uncomfortable.
Take your
Yes.
take your fracking pizza and shut the well up. In Philadelphia,
Okay.
born and raised. No, that's a whole other show. There was Chevron blew some shit up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about that?
Oh, a little bit.
Due to the fracking.
It's so safe.
It's super safe. It's,
Google it.
And in case someone does not want to Google it, hydraulic fracturing or fracking is the process of drilling and injecting fluid into the ground at a high pressure in order to fracture shale rocks to release natural gas inside, which is what Chevron was doing when it.
She said she picks light
blew
stories.
some
All
shit
four
up.
of these are on
well,
my
no,
stuff.
because this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it fucking made me laugh.
This involves
I sent
pizza?
it to you. Right. I sent it to you because it has the letter on there. Chevron. The best way to get through these trying times is to remember there's an upside to everything. So this fracking happens. It caused a fire that raged for 5 days and left one person presumed dead. You're going to get a free pizza and a 2-liter.
Wait.
According to Chevron.
Wait.
Following
Say
this
what?
massive explosion, it happened on the 11th, a little bit earlier this month. Chevron has been making up to the good residents of Bobtown, Pennsylvania by distributing gift certificates for 1 large pizza and a free 2-liter bottle of soda. The note delivered
Rebuild your house with that, bitch.
Enjoy
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, exactly. El fresco.
It's a picnic.
Yeah.
Dear neighbor.
And it's on
it
us.
says- I sent the actual letter in the email. It says, "Dear neighbor, we're sorry to have missed you." Well, probably because your mailbox isn't there anymore. But we wanted to provide you with a status update on the February 11th incident that occurred on Chevron's Appalachia Lanos 7H blah 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 well pads in Dunkard Township, and see if you had any questions or concerns that we could address. Of course, you'll never get this letter, so good. Chevron recognizes the effect this has had on the community. Yep.
That used to be here.
Yeah. That is no more. Google
I
it.
can't find it.
Where's the fracking city?
Toto, we're not here anymore. It says, we value being a responsible member of this community and will continue to strive to achieve incident-free operations. We're committed to taking action to safeguard our neighbors, our employees, our contractors, and the environment. If you have questions, please call the toll-free community line. Thank you, the outreach team. There's a gift certificate for a special combo only, 1 large pizza and 1 large 2-liter.
Because why not combine diabetes with homelessness?
Special. This is
We're not going to take care of you
combo,
later,
man.
but enjoy the pizza.
So it shows you the letter that they sent, and then this the coupon
That's
that was
fantastic.
sent. The special offer
Special
expires.
fracking
It
ruins your
expires.
home.
It expires when
It
your home is
expires
built.
May 1st, 2014.
You better hurry.
Act
Isn't
now.
that? I was like, you put an end date on that? Like, what?
Well, even BP did an end date when they fucked up the whole Gulf.
That's true.
The first time are you done?
I am. I just
Okay.
thought that was fucking
The first time I
ridiculous.
went through the wine country in central New York, not quite as far east as the cowfuckers, but nearly. Way-o.
Yeah, Google it.
Google it. I was not shocked, but pleasantly surprised to find out, because the rural parts of New York State are very red. Is a very red state. It's just the tipping point is the little island with 8 million people at the end of it.
Yeah.
That's where they're
That kind
big,
of
right?
swings it the other way.
Sure.
It's an important place.
And then, of course, the Rust Belt on the western part where I'm from. I'm from the Rust Belt, which is primarily Democratic too. So you have the big population areas, but in the middle, very Republican, very conservative values. There's a lot of Amish people in the region. It's shockingly rural for how big New York, for what people's vision of New York State is. Oh my God, there were so many anti-fracking signs because they're a wine business and they're trying to, there's nothing in the community anymore. The Rust Belt is gone. It rusted, But to see all of these farmers and farmland saying, this wine is our new
That's all we
economy.
got.
You can't be dirtying up the water, because they all saw Gasland, the documentary from HBO, which is on your thing. You should watch that too for your list of HBO stuff. But Gasland, and there's a Gasland 2 where Gasland 2, he answers the critics that said that he made it all up. It's where their water coming out of their tap lights on fire.
Yeah.
Oh.
Flammable water. Fracking. Because they're like, it's safe. Yeah, it's safe when you drill to like 500 feet. The problem is you're digging to like 1,500 feet using explosives going through shale. Like what you thought, it's like the horizon, the deep well, the horizon that blew up in the Gulf.
BP.
The BP.
Right.
BP thing. Okay. I was gonna say
Same thing. Like, we're safe, but only at this level. But now we're like another mile
Yeah.
lower, and we got
We're
no
gonna keep
backup
going.
plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the BP commercials about how much they love the Gulf of Mexico and. Oh, they're such great stewards for the earth. First, we killed it, but we are going to drag this corpse. We're
got
going to
it
weekend
back.
at Bernie's, the
Yeah.
Gulf of
Well,
Mexico,
they're
all
only-
over.
They're only doing the commercials to send. I think that was court order. They had to put so much money in and do all that.
Right, but that's for the tourism
know that,
commercials
okay.
to lead people back. But their
Right.
own, like, please don't think British Petroleum is the most evil people on earth. They're doing their own version. They paid for all the tourism boards
And got all that
to
shit
get people
done.
back. But now they're doing the, come look at my pretty penis, like. You know what I mean? Like they're
we have
kind
the new
Are they
technology.
prostituting themselves?
Could be.
They are a little bit. They really are prostituting themselves. Like, we're the best people on earth. We cleaned up the Gulf. I
Right.
mean, we cleaned it. We don't know who dirtied it.
Dirtied it, but we
cleaned
saw it.
Sure.
We cleaned it.
Sure.
And we paid for all these tourism commercials. We don't know why. We can't remember what
There was no
happened.
court order or anything.
We don't know why the
No.
Gulf of Mexico can't handle a couple billion gallons of oil.
Right. Well,
Clearly,
it's
the Gulf's
natural.
fault. Yeah, exactly.
It was natural
Came right
oil.
out of the earth.
Well, this is a smooth transition right into the
And
entertainment.
Mississippi, 46 miles of the Mississippi River is closed because of an oil spill,
Oh, it's been reopened.
but dirty, and they can't let things go through because they're going to start on fire.
Oh.
They haven't cleaned it. They just decided that the risk of fire was lower.
We're just gonna flow out. It'll
So-
eventually clean up. Won't it? Won't it?
Mississippi River may be on fire the next time you see it. It's an added attraction. Google it. Wayo.
Riverboats and fire. God, it's crazy.
Oh my God, gambling.
There's gonna be an arch sometime. You gonna ride by it?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, in a smooth transition to the entertainment section of tonight's show, we're going to go to a lovely, I'm sure it's a charming little area called Pickens, South Carolina.
Oh, of course. Delightful.
It sounds lovely, doesn't
Google
it?
it.
Google it. Well, it wasn't a pile of late fees that got a woman when she went I'm gonna start that over. It was not a pile of late fees a woman got when she went to a video store owner in South Carolina. Said she failed to return a video that she rented in 2005, 9 years ago. Instead, she spent a night in jail. 27-year-old Kayla Michelle Finley was arrested last week and charged with failing to return a rented video cassette. Not even a goddamn DVD, a VHS cassette. This
That's how long it's been.
9 years ago. Law enforcement authorities say that Finley rented the movie Monster-in-Law from Dalton Videos. Really, it really should have been that she rented Monster-in-Law.
And that's the Onion story.
The
Onion story is woman finally has to admit she rented Monster-in-Law 9 years later.
Exactly. The owner took out a warrant against Finley back in the day when she didn't return the movie, who was arrested when she was at the sheriff's office for something completely unrelated, and they did a search of her name and found a warrant that was 9 years old. Police say Finley had been sent several certified letters at the time. She tells WHNS-TV that she never got the letters and that she will fight the charges that are currently pending against her.
That's a classic.
Can you imagine?
Is that Dalton Video still even
No,
open?
they're not. They're not open at all.
That's crazy.
Not
very
at
funny.
all. I thought
Crazy.
that was a pretty good one.
That is, if she was 18, right?
Right, and she just didn't.
Come
it's a
on.
VHS,
Yeah.
for God's sake. Nobody gives a
Seriously.
shit. But the fact that their computer systems work real good because they held that data for
Apparently.
so long.
Apparently.
Holy hell! I don't know. It just seemed kind of interesting to me that's what
cute.
that's what they got her for. They busted her on that.
That's
All
very
right.
cute.
Well, it's 8:35. We have more coming at you right now. In fact, Al Perkins, I think you're ready to go, aren't you?
Let me hit a button.
And we'll go.
Entertainment! All right. Very exciting.
How did I do this?
As soon as I get there.
Well, I somehow managed to
The
shut
Oscar
off.
ceremonies have the entire Garland clan, possibly Pink. Bette Midler's gonna sing, and Idina Menzel is there. Alec Baldwin is leaving public life. I have the rules to my Oscar party after all the fuss. Kiss is making statements. Bates Motel premieres. House of Cards is Resurrection. Oh my God, so many different things. I pick my winners. There's just news about everything.
Google it. It's
too
big.
much. It's too much.
Google it.
Too much.
Too
All right, so the
much.
Oscars this Sunday, very important.
This Sunday.
The High Holy Day. And I still love that ABC calls it Oscar Sunday. They don't give you a date. Google it. That's my favorite thing is when they do the commercials, they say Oscar Sunday, 7 p.m.
Well, they figured everybody fucking knows.
Yeah, you better figure it out.
You better figure it fucking out. So
I'm gonna go get a drink.
now it's Neil and Craig who are who are very important, and I always tell people to support Neil and Craig. They did Hairspray, they did Chicago, they did the Wonderful World of Disney remakes of Annie, The Music Man, because their concern with Annie was that all anybody knew was the crappy movie from the 80s that completely destroyed the Broadway musical, and they ended Pooh Job and all this weird shit.
Oh, that's because I liked the movie.
So they restored the original scores to things that were lost in the movie. Found a way to do Chicago. They're brilliant. They're back at the Oscars. This is their second time. Oscar winners for Chicago. They've convinced Bette Midler to sing. Nobody knows what she's going to sing, but there's
But that's exciting.
tribute to heroes and heroines of the movies. There's somebody else really big that they convinced to show up. Well, you'll know when you see it. So the Oscar invite, of course, all of you are invited. Martin, you can bring one guest. Please choose between Ernie and your mom.
And be there on Saturday.
Right. But the rules are you must present me with what you're going to eat or drink. Well, I'm providing the food. We're doing catering from Honey Bears.
Oh.
With a couple of little things that I make on the side. If there's anything you need to drink, creamers for your mom, non-alcoholic beverages if that's your guest, I need them text it to me on Saturday. I'm buying everything. There will be no, we had to stop at the store shit.
Ooh,
That will not go on. If you have to stop at the store, you're not
fancy.
coming. It is at 6 p.m. 6 p.m.
That means 5 p.m.
Can we be
No,
early?
it means 6 p.m. Yes.
About like 5:45.
I mean,
No, it
5
means
p.m.
noon.
for me. That's
It means
what I'm
noon.
saying.
Good.
It means noon. You can come over at any time. You can help with any part of the procedure you need to.
Perfect.
The earlier the better. I love people around for like making little snacks and
Oh,
stuff
good.
like that.
Okay,
and
fine.
just all day e-channel. But 6 is the cutoff. If
Yes.
something prevents you from being there at 6,
Don't come.
Just don't
Turn
come.
around.
don't come. It is,
Abort,
It's a
abort.
very stressful day for me. I don't take it lightly. It is my religious holiday. It is 6 p.m. Are you
will
looking
be-
at me?
yes.
And I'm sorry to do a Sophie's Choice, but due to seating, because I'm providing all seating, it's and either one. I know that one has school the next day, the other one often works nights. So, but both are lovely and invited, but only one of them. And we're just limiting seating. I'm not having a lot of people. I'm just eliminating all of the stress of last year by taking on everything and getting it done. I have 4 days off around it.
Good. Yes.
Yes,
This
I-
is your high holy day.
Yeah, it's my high
This
holy
is
day.
your Easter brunch.
So just let me know if it's non-alcoholic wine or beer for your mom, what you want to drink, what you want to drink. I'm doing my total wine run.
Okay,
Everything
good.
will be
By
handled.
Saturday.
You can even tell me now. So Piers Morgan's show got canceled. The only real strong part to his 3 years on the air was his anti-gun stance, and he was the only person on the air on any show that took a very strict anti-gun, not anti-gun, but safe gun, proper gun handling. He had a very strong opinion.
Very opinionated about that. Mm-hmm.
And very, I thought it was a bold thing to do, and clearly didn't understand the rules of American television. I don't think that's why he got canceled. He never had high ratings, but CNN has had declining ratings. And again, as soon as the election's over, they're all suffering from it. Aside from Hannity and O'Reilly, who are dipping but not as much, it's a non-election year. Like, these stories aren't sexy. You've got to find something to drive up ratings.
Well, and he just got a really bad rap, I think, from Janet Mock, is a transgender activist who recently wrote a book, and that whole thing was I get both sides, and I get where she's coming from, because, and the whole story was he interviewed her about her book. And Redefining Realness is what it's called. And
she's really pretty.
Yeah, very
really, really stunning.
I saw that interview.
Yeah. And what happened is, he clearly, and when you watch the interview, he is presenting himself, and he really truly believes that he is a transgender ally and that he is an LGBT ally and all these things. And I think that there's a difference between, I think he was attacked a little bit because for maybe saying the wrong things or doing some of the wrong things, which I get. I think that's more of a learning opportunity than it is like an attacking moment.
And I thought it was words that I didn't know you couldn't say. Like, I was
right. It's a learning opportunity for everyone, and it's really great that she's out there and talking. But I think that one of the biggest reasons that she was upset is because she did this interview, and then after the interview, it was packaged for how they were going to present it on CNN, and that was where I feel like she thought it was really sensationalized.
Yeah.
So it was a tough subject. That was one of his most recent things, and it was not really positive for him.
Yeah, and he's had his ups and downs. He also went from, like, his opening salvo, if you will, if that's the word. I never know how to use that word correctly, but we're going to say
Google
it like
it.
that.
I would Google it.
I am.
But, and it's something like salvo, but his opening thing was that Madonna was never going to be a guest on his show because she was 50-something and no longer relevant. And then on day 3, he had the Kardashians and asked them about business people. And I'm like, oh, wait, any credibility you ever had, aside from your association with Donald Trump, now makes you a total asshole. No. Like, you're never going to rise above total asshole when you're going to, like, not interview Madonna, but you're going to give the Kardashians the time of day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Give them some time. Well, and I don't know
You're
if
a
anybody
cunt.
else, correct.
Well,
I don't know if anybody else heard this, but I mean, it's my understanding, and you can Google it, that Ted Nugent is the one who got him off the air.
oh, right.
Right. You just said that.
Yeah.
And I do know that there was...
Wait, is that true?
No, but he that was one
According
of the,
to Ted Nugent.
That is what he Googled, not what he Googled, what he
God,
tweeted.
he said, yeah, okay.
Afterwards. And the gun advocates are honestly saying that they got him pulled, and CNN is like, absolutely not. Like, he's the only one having the other side of the conversation for real. Like, he's the only one asking for gun sanity. You look like you're going to say something.
Oh, no.
Okay.
She always looks like that.
Just my face.
That's just my face.
What in the
Just
hell
my
is that?
face.
What's going on there? What's that?
Oh, I think you just scratched yourself.
What's that red?
Or maybe I
Are you
did.
allergic
Yeah.
to wine?
Or no, it's actually, it could just be that this necklace is real cheap.
Okay.
I mean, it's like bound to happen at
Well, no,
any
it's-
point.
Have you seen? Would you like a mirror?
Yeah.
Check this out.
No,
she
it's,
got-
no, I think you scratched yourself.
You
during
must have
that.
done something.
Yeah, I could have.
Well, you were Googling it.
Yeah.
Oh, now is that a metaphor? Now all of a sudden I feel bad.
What's up?
I was Googling it.
Yeah, I was Googling it. I don't think that's really a metaphor so much as it outright says it. So now, after all these many, many years of the... Yeah,
Doesn't look great.
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure what happened right there.
Of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame getting in so much shit for not inducting first Rush, Donna Summer, and
Of course.
Kiss, that they just got so much flack for not being, like, in touch with the fans, not really paying attention to, like, popular music. Donna Summer was only inducted posthumously,
which is
and it was they were like, well, we finally got to correct that. Rush finally gets in when they allow the public to vote, which lost a lot of credibility with the public because they're like, no, you guys should have enough sense to vote in
to figure this out.
It shouldn't have to come from us that we're telling you for the last 25 years Rush needs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, now Kiss, who was the last holdout of all these, well, there's some more, but Kiss was the last of the really big older bands that was like, why are they not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And you can argue the merits for or against, but they're a steadily
they're pretty
working. They
serious.
have never gone away. They still
Right.
tour. Well, now internal strife between Peter Criss and I think it's Ace Frehley that left, or
Paul Stanley?
Paul Stanley. I
Paul
can't remember who
Stanley.
left. Peter
Paul Stanley's
Criss,
the lead singer who I always thought was hot.
yeah, but
The
Peter
guitar,
Criss.
the guitar guy? He was the guitarist, not the lead singer.
No, that's Chris.
No,
And
Peter
A-
Criss is the
Peter
drummer.
Criss is the
Okay,
drummer.
He's the
then
drummer,
Then
the cat.
Ace. Then Ace is the other one.
Yeah,
Okay.
so two of them left. They've been replaced. There's been a couple people in and out over the
can only
years.
look that up
There
somehow.
was some. I think Ace Frehley was the star man. If I'm not, he was the alien. If I'm not mistaken, he was the star.
Paul Stanley has a star on his
Okay,
eye.
then he's the spaceman. Okay. Well, anyways, regardless. So, anyways, after all this fuss and the infighting as to who would show up at the induction, and you'll remember from Diana Ross and the Supremes that they were inducted as the Supremes, and Diana Ross would not show up
Right.
because she thought
Wanted
it should have
top
been
billing.
No, she thought she wanted them inducted as Diana Ross and the Supremes, but because of the 25-year rule, they had not changed formally to Diana Ross and the Supremes, so they were inducted under their original name, which was the Supremes. Diana Ross clearly was drunk and had some problems with math that day.
She
So
got
she didn't
stopped
show up.
driving to it.
Well, now we have the same situation here. So the Supremes didn't perform at their induction ceremony, much to the horror of everyone that bought the ticket. And now Kiss is putting out the memo. These tickets are $120 to $600 for a seat. We will not be performing. You've all helped us get in, but because of internal arguments and which 4 members are going to be inducted or who should be there, they can't settle their differences. It's very sad that this group that has been championed by their fan base for so many years, and they can't
Won't be
solve
there. Yeah.
some internal strife and make amends and perform a couple songs for their fans. It's kind of shitty in a way on both sides.
And I didn't realize this. In December of 12, founding drummer Peter Criss, he published a book called Make Up to Break Up, which gives an uncensored, no-holds-barred look at life and exploits during the run of Kiss and his time with them. But apparently his infighting and bad blood between him and bandmates Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley are
Ace
part of
Frehley,
that.
right? Is that the fourth one?
That's
Ace
the fourth,
Frehley?
right?
Frehley.
Ace
Ace
Frehley before.
Frehley.
So Peter Criss is the one that's got the infighting. So maybe Ace Frehley really isn't
Peter
involved.
Criss
he
is
was
not.
the cat.
He's not one of the founding members. He came in before they got famous, and he came in the band that he was with before, or whatever he was doing before he became part of Kiss. He wrote the song Beth, and they
Oh,
stuck
that's
it on an
right,
album,
yeah.
and they didn't
on the B
know it.
side, like the flip side, whatever.
And it wasn't supposed to be a hit, but the DJs played it. It became a huge hit. And when they went to do it live, they realized they were not part of it. That was a Peter Criss song that he wrote. He sang it. It was done by an orchestra, not by a band. So most of the time, the band would leave the stage and he would sing it alone. And when he left, then somebody had to teach them the song because they didn't like it. They didn't want to be known for a ballad. They were hard rockers.
But it was a huge hit for Kiss.
Kiss.
Yeah, huge.
But again, like Fleetwood Mac things, it's whoever has the hit
Sure.
single. So they made $20, he made $20 million. Like that
Wow.
song just gets.
And if he wrote it, he's got a huge
that's what I mean.
resids.
He
Yeah.
wrote it. He did everything with
Yeah.
it. So very, very strange. But another sad, just knock at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Who gets enough shit? Alec Baldwin, who is
Lost his mind again.
just that Irish temper combined with a little bit of drinking and just a little bit of batshit crazy.
a little bit of drinking.
I'm a fan, but he is just crossing a line over
really
and over
is.
again, and now he's going after everybody. He says he's leaving public life. Can't miss you if you don't leave, Celine. I don't know how to tell you that.
He seems to me to be pulling like a Charlie Sheen.
He is, but leave.
But
He's
leave.
like
It's-
he's having a crazy meltdown.
It's time. You have worn out your welcome.
Yeah,
You've been
absolutely.
honored by your peers enough time.
Right.
Clearly, you cannot handle paparazzi or the media.
Right.
And he says he's leaving New York. Yes, you do need to leave New York.
Right.
They know where you
So,
live. You may have been chased out, but you're fighting back and calling people faggot and cocksucker. and
Wasn't
stuff
one
like
of the
that.
things that he said was he used to think that people in LA were crazy to live in all the gated mansions and all this stuff,
now
and
he
now
wants-
he's like, Now I get it
Now,
because
yeah.
you can stay away from everybody.
And living in New York, like you come out of your Brownsville and you're on the street.
Right,
and,
you're right there.
And so they are kind of it is half the paparazzi's fault, but you also have to know what comes with fame, and he handles every part of it poorly.
Why do you think we've all done so well with that?
I know.
There's no there's no big gate or guard
You should
dogs
read
here.
my first book on
I
how
have
to
guns
handle
in the
it.
house, so get the fuck away from my house.
So it's a very strange, and again, Google it because he wrote a scathing letter, and I want to say to the New York Times, he wrote an op-ed page, and it was like 5 pages long, and it's a fun read, and he goes after everybody, inclody Rachel Maddow and
Is this his
everybody.
most recent thing? 'Cause I saw pictures of him on some website, but I haven't.
He just wrote an op, and it's really worth reading. Everybody he goes after, but he goes after Rachel Maddow, and Rachel Maddow says, "I don't know him either personally or professionally. We've never actually been in a room together. So for him, good luck to you, sir. Like I don't know you."
She wishes him well.
Yeah, I wish you well. She's like, but we've never met, so you can't hang anything on me. And it's kind of funny.
By the way, hello Malaysia.
Hello, Malaysia.
Malaysia's
Not
out
their
there
first,
listening.
Not their first trip. Welcome back. Bates Motel starts back March 3rd. The reviews are in. Still a little bit of a shaky show, but great performances from Freddie Highmore and
It is
Vera
good
Farmiga.
and creepy, and I like it.
And Hannibal starts this Friday. Please set your DVRs appropriately.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to do that for sure.
Looks fantastic. So I've saved it. I watched all the first 12 episodes, and I've saved the finale to watch for right before I watch the new season. So I'm ready, even though I watched it all when it happened. But I'm ready for my my one show marathon. And now a show that I can't remember if I talked about it last week, but I am recently on board, and I gotta tell you, could not recommend this show more. Is House of Cards. I am way behind. I have
Did you hear? No spoilers, so you don't have any.
I don't have any spoiler
okay.
alerts. No spoiler alerts for me because I'm way behind.
Okay.
Tell
me what House of Cards is
I
about.
have a question. Is it in fact about a house of cards?
A little bit because it's about our government.
Political system.
It's political
But
theater.
is this
It's not a
with
House of Cards.
Kevin
Kevin
Spacey
Okay.
and Robin Wright in the
I
performance
like
of a
her
lifetime.
A lot.
And that cute girl,
Kate Mara.
Kate Mara.
Rooney Mara's
It's actually Mara,
Rooney
Mara.
Mara.
because
Kate
I saw
Mara.
an interview with her.
And Rooney from the Dragon Tattoo Girl is her sister.
I felt that that's what that needed. I don't know for why. Yeah, you gave me
Actually, Mara.
Shove that up your
I was
hooter.
gonna say something shitty about somebody, but I won't. Come on, House of Cards.
Hour
And
3.
Someone forgot to tell Robin Wright that she is not in Macbeth. Because she is full on playing Lady Macbeth, just bitchy bitchstein. Now I started this show under the impression that it was a comedy. So I
This
watched
show or that show?
Oh,
both.
yeah, no.
Somebody told me both these fuckers were funny. I haven't laughed once.
Hasn't been proved wrong.
So I watched the first episode, and I watched it one of those mornings when I was kind of tired. And I'm like, well, it's not funny. Like, I don't get it. And then somebody was like talking about, it's like Scandal for smart people. And I'm like, so it's not supposed to be a comedy? They're like, no, it's not a comedy.
Yeah,
at
no, definitely not a
all.
comedy.
So I went back, and it's just amazing. And it's based on a British miniseries, but I'm not that interested in British government, so I can't. I mean, I'm sure there's good acting and all that kind of stuff, but American politics, I am on board.
Yeah.
And boy, do they show you like the workings of like the whip, like the majority whip and what
Which
he
is
does.
what Kevin Spacey is.
Kevin Spacey is, and his wife is tangled up with. She's in an environmental group, and she's doing fundraising and all this stuff. So she's in that Hensley situation where her fundraising and her good deeds are being fucked over by what her husband's doing.
Ooh, talk about just rip from today's headlines.
I haven't gotten past the first episode. I'm excited to like go on, but what happened was I was getting when I was getting all my dental work done. My dentist's office is so fancy, and they have headphones that you can wear and TV screen. And for some reason, I thought that was going to be a really good time to start House of Cards because they had Netflix on the screen. I'm like, perfect, and it was just not the right time. They were drilling into my face, and I'm like, this is not that great. So I've gone back. Watched the first one again, and now I have to.
And it just gets
back on
better
board.
and better and better. It's not as the first one was a little dense. It was a little too much. Like I'm like I can't keep up this. It's true because True Detective is taking all my brain cells. I got none left for you.
Okay, God, I haven't watched that either.
True Detective on HBO. When you do, we need to
God,
sit
it's
down.
so good.
We have to sit down with pens, papers, note cards, and just put the story together.
Yeah.
The performances are brilliant. The writing is brilliant. Every aspect of this show is brilliant. But I'm lost.
Oh,
I kind of am, but
I-
I'm like
And I haven't watched Sunday's episode because I
haven't
seriously
either,
have
yeah.
decided, like I had to watch
Yeah.
the first 2 episodes twice because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna need a flow chart. I need
Sure.
to full on Carrie on Homeland do this.
Well,
on
they're,
all.
they're
yes.
talking about because it's what 7 total episodes? 8.
There's 8 total episodes.
And the new thing is that I believe they're talking about the actors now. Woody Harrelson and
Are not
Matthew
coming
McConaughey. back. No, they're not. But they should be able to choose the next detectives, or they should be able to choose like.
Well, they're the
next
executive
people coming on.
producers. Like they're executive producing.
Right, but they're saying like every 2 that are coming on should choose, if I understood that correctly, should choose like the next people that would be on there, not necessarily the executive producer kind of people. Just
Oh yeah, I mean
whoever's
they're-
acting.
and I don't know why no one thought of putting these 2 together before. They're acting off each other.
They're so
and this
good.
last Sunday was such a mind fuck. And again, I had to watch it like a second time because I'm like, what? Oh my
Right.
god, it's a mind fuck. It's so good. Anyways, we'll move on.
I
So
completely
Resurrection,
agree. Yeah,
is
it's
that the
really
show
good.
that you were talking about the
Yes.
people that come back to
Yeah.
life, but they're not zombies?
Yes.
They're just the
Yeah,
dead
they-
just come back
yep.
and appear in their normal lives. That is going to premiere in the next
I'm
3
excited
weeks.
about it.
I want to say it's on ABC.
Well, you can say it. If you want to say it, just say it.
No, but I can't.
Oh!
Lena Dunham. I no longer watch Girls. I have broken all ties with that human and her shit. But she's gonna host SNL March 8th, so it's very exciting. New York native, a writer, someone that I guess is supposed to be funny. I don't know. I've never seen it, but it could happen. She's supposed to go on there, and hopes are
You're
high.
mad at her.
Oh, that chick. That show
Yeah.
jumped a shark, stepped on the shark, killed the shark. There's a show on one of the cable stations that I was watching something else on called Shark Hunters. I am very mad at this show. You do not hunt sharks.
Oh.
You do not.
They're like actually hunting sharks.
They're hunting sharks. And there's a fat fucker Duck Dynasty moron talking about how many sharks to kill. Do not kill sharks. You don't kill things for sport anymore. That
No.
day's over.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yes, yeah.
You don't,
They have
you
that
don't just
attitude.
kill
People
still
animals.
on board with
like,
that.
you don't just cut up a giraffe and feed it to the lions in front of children at a fucking zoo.
That's ridiculous.
Figure
Oh
your
my
shit
God.
out.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm
bad.
sorry. I was so mad. And
you
Harold-
heard about that, didn't you?
Oh
Katie?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, and then they were gonna feed another one, but then because social media got on it, thank God they were like, maybe we'll loan it to another zoo. Yeah, you don't chop up fucking giraffes and feed them.
Right.
You feed
Oh
those
my
motherfuckers. You
God.
opened a zoo. You take care of that
Yeah.
goddamn animal till it dies. You dumbass fucker. Well,
If you don't know the story, Google.
Google
yeah,
it.
Google it. So, oh my God, 5 minutes. 2 things. Okay, I'm going to give you my top 10 movies for this year for all of you to see. Take notes as you want
You
to.
can also roll into hour 3. Don't feel that you've got to
no,
compress.
because there's so much in sports.
Well, I know,
there's so much to cover.
Well, I have a couple of fun things in sports, and then a couple of other stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not in a
So I'm just saying, just feel free, Al. It's your goddamn show. Take your time.
Well, we'll start slowly
Jesus
if there's
Christ.
questions, if you'd like to take notes.
Because I have a question for you in a minute that I'm going to get to, but in regards to this entertainment stuff, but go ahead.
Well, were you not here for the Garland family coming for the tribute to
I
the
sent you the story, but
75th anniversary
Yes.
of The Sound
I'm
of
ex-
Music? Joey Luft, Lorna Luft, who allegedly
I
has a
didn't even-
lovely voice, but Dion Brown says it's not true.
I didn't know that there was a Joey Left until just today when I read
I
the
don't
story.
even know who the lefts are.
I don't know how I didn't.
That's Judy Garland's second.
He was married to
sister.
Sid
Second
Left.
set,
Sid
yeah.
Left. In fact, she talks to him. If you listen to the Judy Garland Live from Carnegie Hall concert, she actually makes reference to him. In fact, of getting somebody some music or something. She goes, Sid. Now she starts talking to Sid off stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Joey
So-
Luft is in the Judy Garland show in the Christmas specials. Joey,
I don't remember
Joey,
him.
Lorna, yeah, they're all in there. He was a little cute kid, and I can't remember who Dion Brown says is not a good singer. If it's Rosalind Kind, who's Barbra Streisand's sister, or if it's Lorna Luft, that's not a good singer. One
I
of them
didn't
is
even know Streisand's sister.
yeah, Rosalind Kind.
And she can't sing?
One of now I don't want to spread rumors. I think Barbra Streisand's sister has a lovely voice and Lorna Luft is questionable, but I've also heard for sure from people that Lorna Luft was the one that sounded the most like her mother.
Oh,
So, but I want to say it's Dion Brown that has shot me down on that one.
okay.
Well, Dion has it's his prerogative.
Right. But it's going to be a lovely
his
tribute, and it's
prerogative.
again, Google it. It is Neil and Craig, who are all gay all the time. God bless them both. Please Google them. If they have a movie, you just go see a movie with. It's like Scott Rudin. If you see Scott Rudin's name, just walk in. Just trust him. He's gonna do good
gonna
things
be
for you. So, for my top 10 movies of the year, and this is what I think all of them, if they're not on video now, will be in the next 3 weeks. We have The Way, Way Back, definitely on video.
So good. I
so
saw
good,
that.
So good. In a World, which to me was the funniest comedy of the year. I don't think there was anything funnier this year.
Okay.
as far as smart comedy and just laugh out loud. Like not like wise ass, but actually like laugh out loud, funny, smart. Great role for a woman, and the Way Back, couple great roles for women there too.
And who was in Way Back? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Allison Janney.
Who's
Steve
hilarious.
Carell, who's an ass. Tony Collette.
All names I love.
It's the guys. Oh Jesus! They won an Oscar a couple years ago for The Descendants. Nat Faxon is the one guy's name, and Jim, his partner. They're business partners. Not you know.
Partner.
Yeah.
Prostitutes.
Not firmly held religious belief partners.
Worm hoarders.
I gotta try to really figure. You've used it a few times, and I need to like work it into my daily repertoire.
I think you can do it. The most original movie of the year, and the movie that I would say is the one you have to see before all others, is Her. I would put that on the after really thinking about it and how much I loved it at the theater and how much that movie has stuck with me. I would pick Her as the film of the year.
Get out!
I thought it was just genius.
Okay.
Like, every single aspect of that film was genius, except for maybe the costumes. Gravity, which I loved, and will be part of the post-Oscar show. So if you're staying for post-Oscars, we're watching Gravity in 3D, which is the reason for the guest limit, because I only have 8 pairs of 3D glasses.
Look at you.
Due to 3 burglaries, I have 8 pairs of 3D glasses
Then
because
I
the
know
burglars
who will
never
be
took
coming
those.
because Aaron can't watch 3D.
Okay. So Gravity in 3D will be our first movie post-Oscar, and All About Eve will be our second. So, or we might reverse the order based on.
Okay.
I missed that part of your sting order, but I'll catch up with you later. I'm sure there'll be an invite on.
So we'll stop at
Facebook.
5 and we'll come back after break with the rest of the top 10.
The rest of them coming up. It's end of hour 2. We got one more hour to go. It is Q Talk America. We are the show. Thank you for joining us and being with us for all the hours that you do enjoy us. We also want to say hello to. We have people in the U.S. and Malaysia listening to our audio-only stream, and countless people watching us on the video stream. So many things to do.
I like it.
Yes. We're coming back with more entertainment, and then Katie June's got sports and other stuff. Stay with us right here on what is
Wayo.
it? Wayo. The drinking word is Google it, by the way. Get a beverage, Jesus.
Yeah,
Please.
if you can't find the drinking word, Google it.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Once again, hello, 901 coming to you live from Studio C in a lovely state of Arizona where there's just never, ever been discrimination according to some of our legislators.
Ever.
I've never heard
not
of
one
Nobody.
time.
Never.
It's just nobody did it.
No.
Ever.
Everybody's always been able to sit at whatever lunch counter you wanted.
There's no segregation.
There was never segregation. No, nothing bad about single moms or
Cesar
Mexicans.
Chavez had nothing to do that day.
He was a lovely farmer.
Yeah.
Please welcomed in all of his Mexican glory.
Yes.
Yeah, he was at the farmer's market.
Yeah, he was.
And I enjoy some of his descendants
Yeah.
in various ways.
Yeah.
Couple of them.
Have I ever had a Chavez? Stand by. Can I get back? I'll get back to you on that. We are in the throes of entertainment with Al Perkins.
so we're in the
we've
middle
done
of,
we've done the top. We've done out of 10. We've done the top from 10 to 5.
And these are in no particular order because
I thought you were.
I've already given away that my favorite movie of the
Is
year was Her.
which is so surprising, Al, because I mean, I feel like you were on the fence about that for such a long time.
I was on the fence about seeing it, but after seeing it, and it stuck with me a little bit. The way back stuck with me a long time. Her did, and a movie coming up stuck with me.
Continue on with your countdown, would you please?
Gravity was just part of our Oscar night. If you didn't hear, where I have my 3D glasses, and I bought a couple little treats for myself today for all the working I've been doing.
That's why you were there. I wasn't fair. I can't figure out why you were at Best Buy today.
Oh no, because I had to drop my car off for the window tinting that they neglected to give me when I bought the car. That everyone told me, oh no, that's tinting, and everybody's like, your car's
Not tinted.
no, you
I
can
knew
like
your
read
car
a
did.
newspaper through that
Yeah.
fucker. So anyway, so I had to walk her up and down Camelback like a hooker
Okay.
in Uganda.
In Uganda.
Well,
Well,
my click got cut right off.
Yes, it did. I'm just glad that you weren't getting your windows tinted at Best Buy.
No, exactly. No.
Good.
Not a service they offer.
That sounds dirty.
Well,
I'll get my
there you
windows
have
tinted.
it.
When you sent me a text about some new lovely television, Carlton was here just visiting. And I'm like, you're not going to believe what fucking Perkins is doing. He goes, why?
Oh no. Oh, and I just walked over to that section where they put the TV of the year. Oh.
But
what we are all missing in TV land is the ultra high def. They were showing, I can't remember if it was London or Paris because I was masturbating to it, so I couldn't really
In the Best Buy.
because of my firmly held religious belief in good TV.
So I masturbated, and I'm allowed to masturbate in this store.
No one can
It's part of my
discriminate.
firmly held religious belief.
There's no one naked on the screen. I'm masturbating to a TV. You can't tell if I'm gay or straight. I'm just a nerd.
There you have it. Good call.
That's a valid point.
I like it.
Google nerd.
Google it. Yeah. So, oh my God, ultra high def. I almost weeped. I almost cried.
But I justified your reasoning because I told Carlton that I said you had been talking about putting a new TV in your room, so you were probably thinking of moving the stellar quality one you already have into your room and getting an even better one for the living room is what I figured.
And I'm still holding to the no TV in my bedroom and how much I'm enjoying that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, that's good. I
Yeah.
like that.
I'm sticking to it.
Because
I
I
had
have
to
a
do that too, and I love
because
not
I have a
having one in-
37-inch flat screen to sell if you'd like to.
Probably. Talk to me in an hour. So anyway, I needed. It was a long walk. It was supposed to be 3 hours. They took like 4 hours and 45 minutes. So I really did go to every storefront on Camelback except for Chick-fil-A.
Thank God.
But I really needed because my headphones broke a couple weeks ago. So I really was just looking for headphones. Okay, so Gravity was the last one. It's part of our post-Oscar movie extravaganza. Ooh, wow.
Extravaganza.
So next on my list of best films that I really think, these are movies that I really think you should see. These are not, I counted Her twice, so I get an 11th one. So Wolf of Wall Street is my next one. It is one of the funniest movies of the year. Remember we had the big brouhaha about why was this in the comedy?
Yeah.
Because I laughed for 3 solid hours.
Sure.
It probably could have been edited down to like 2 hours and 58 minutes, but I can't think of anything that I would really miss except for maybe less credits. Prisoners, held strong. That movie, just another one that stuck with me. Prisoners with Jean Valjean.
No. Jean Valjean.
Hugh Jackman.
I'm like, Jean Valjean was in a movie?
that was
Jake
a character.
Gyllenhaal, Melissa Leo.
Oh, yes, right. With the kids, the raping of the
Terrence
children.
Howard.
I can't handle that movie. I don't think I can watch it. Oh, but you said it was different than you thought.
It's a tough movie. It's not an easy one.
Right.
So I have to do kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, good. I get another one. Okay, Prisoners. Then we go to 12 Years a Slave. A tough movie, but it really is great.
I do want to see that one.
Just, it's kind of like all those movies of that style. You just got to be kind of brace yourself and do it. American Hustle. And as Buddy says, 20 years from now, we're all still going to be talking about American Hustle. It's going to be, it's that kind of a classic. Like when you see it in the DVD bin, like I did with All About Eve the other day. This is one of those movies that you're going to be like, I'm going to need to see Amy Adams and Jennifer Lawrence just tango again.
And that's a comedy as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Which,
it's about Abscam from the 70s, but told in a really, really fun way.
Okay.
And it gives you like all the foibles of what was just, again, political theater in the shitter.
Yeah.
It really fits that theme of
Yeah,
politics.
because when I saw the trailer for it, I thought, I figured it was more of a drama-ish kind of thing. And then when it was at the Globes, they were like, comedy.
Yeah.
And funny. And you were talking funny. And I'm like, wait a minute.
And I have to say that now that somebody else is handling Donna Summer's estate, I'm not sure that she would have. I know. How was I going to get a Donna Summer thing in this? But I will.
God bless you. Oh, good.
Because I Feel Love is used so prominently in that movie, and when all the winners won at either the Globes or the SAG Awards, I Feel Love is what they played as they went to the stage.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that if she was alive, she would have allowed her song in that scene, because it's not just that she wrote the song, it's that she's singing it. So they can get away with some stuff if she didn't write it, and they'll have somebody else sing it that sounds like her, which nobody does. But really, I was curious. I wanted to go on one of the fan boards and be like, do you think she would have allowed her? Because she wrote a song for Studio 54 called Love On, and then she saw the movie and she was like, you can come up with something else.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
They kind of wanted her to do a remake. She doesn't like to do remakes of other people's songs. Blah, blah, blah. Philomena, personal reasons for me. It's also a worldwide hit. Steve Coogan is getting a lot of recognition. Judi Dench is probably number 2 for the Oscars. If any kind of a tie happens, and it comes to a close call, I think Judi Dench wins, and then I have to give it up for Frozen because I cannot wait for that movie to come out on DVD and watch it over and over and over again.
Me too. I'm so glad you said that. That it's in your top 10 list. It is on repeat on my iPod when we're in the car, or my phone when we're in the car, and I can't stop singing the songs in my head. And I literally
And who wrote it? The guy that gave us Whale. He will be, and we're gonna segue right into it. He will be the youngest EGOT winner ever, and he will have won his in the shortest. I think he's the shortest amount of time. There's one other person that's a short amount of time.
I can't stop singing the songs.
But
they are so
the guy that
and
gave
fun.
us Avenue Q in the Book of Mormon wrote a song that champions 12-year-old girls.
And for anybody who doesn't know what Al just said in regards to EGOT, that's Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
And it's a very exclusive club. And usually the most people that have them are usually songwriters or composers.
Well, because get the Grammy. Yeah. I mean, you've got to have some kind of a music.
But winning a competitive Tony winning a competitive Tony is very hard. But like Rodgers and Hammerstein have them. So that's how you get the theater one, is usually from composing.
I guess that's harder than the Grammy one.
Performance-wise, it's very hard.
This just in, and he's still typing, by the way. It's Lorna Luft that can't sing.
Oh, Dion?
Yeah, I'm texting Dion Brown to get an accurate telling.
But now, from what I've heard, and I've never actually heard her sing because I can't sit through Grease 2.
Streisand's sister, Rosalind, has a marvelous voice, but poor Lorna, yikes, is what he says.
Okay, now, but I have heard from other people, and I've never heard her sing, so this is all based on other people's opinions, that she has the closest to her mother's voice, but I've never heard it, so I can't back that up with anything. But
we might. I don't know what they're going to be doing. Did it say that they're going to sing or do anything, or just be there?
They have not said, and they haven't said what Bette Midler's singing, and they haven't confirmed this Pink rumor of what Pink is doing at the Oscars.
Got it.
Or why? I just think that they're trying to make it all gay all the time, and I'm okay with it.
Well, how can you get...
Which may be our drinking word at the Oscars this year, with Ellen as the host, because that was the year of Brokeback Mountain where Crash won, which I was kind of a little bitter. Is we did, anytime somebody did something gay or that was referred to as gay, we took a drink.
Or they cut to a shot of Neil Patrick Harris.
Everybody was under the bus. Everybody.
Well, I was going to say, so you just had an IV put in.
Yeah, it was too easy.
Continuing with his texting to me, poor thing, she tries. But remember her in Grease too? Dear God.
Yeah, and tell him I couldn't.
Oh my God, I have to Google. I've seen Grease too.
I could not make it.
Oh God, please, Maxwell Caulfield or whatever, and
Michelle Pfeiffer and Lorna Luft. And I think the only one that comes back is Beauty School Dropout. I think she's Didi Khan. I think
you're right, Didi Khan.
I pulled Didi Khan's name out of my ass.
Wow,
good job.
I would have been.
How long has she been in your ass? Because I didn't know she moved.
30 some years.
She's a fucking worm.
All right, so we're gonna play a little game here, quickly.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go through.
I like games.
I'm not saying don't use this as your guide to how to win an Oscar competition. This is not who's gonna win. I just want to let you know on the high holy day who I would like to see win in every one of these categories. What would make me personally happy. And we can do this quickly. Best Picture, I want to see her win in the biggest upset ever.
Okay.
Actor, everybody knows I want Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes. I think no one else can command a screen for 3 solid hours playing an asshole.
So this isn't what you think. This is what you want.
But Leonardo DiCaprio plays a complete and total asshole. And you've been watching Mom, correct?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Now, do you watch Mom?
I do not.
There is someone playing a complete and total asshole for 30 minutes and is so likable.
It's what's her face, who is
Allison Janney.
Oh yeah, she's so funny.
And all you can say, and I watched the episode last night where it's 3 despicable characters.
CBS, right? I gotta watch it.
Olivia Spencer, is that her name? The actress, she won Best Supporting Actress for Olivia. No, it's Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer.
I'm like,
it's her. It's the little white girl.
That one.
Yeah, the little white girl's really funny.
Anna Faris and Allison Janney.
Oh,
one's
God,
playing an
was that
embezzler.
funny. Yeah.
One's playing a mom that is not allowed to travel abroad, who used to be a drug dealer and tried to sell her child into child slavery. Yep. And then the little Anna
She's
Faris
an alcoholic, right?
is a former stripper mom. Yep. They're the most despicable people on TV, but they're so winning.
It's fantastic.
They're just so likable.
Have you seen the Menopause one?
Oh my God! Every episode,
I have to watch it. I'll have to go back.
It really is, and it's the Leonardo DiCaprio. Like who can 3 solid hours.
But you
of
still
close-up.
are rooting for him somehow in the end.
You're not, and you hate him, and you know you shouldn't, but you're like, damn, this guy's got the charm.
Yeah.
Like, actress Amy Adams. It's Amy Adams' year. I think that one might win. Supporting actor. I think we all have to go with Jared Leto for a beautiful performance. I mean, absolutely beautiful.
I hope so.
Inside and Out. Supporting actress, I gotta say it, I'm a sucker. Julia Roberts.
Okay.
August Osage County. I think it's her best performance of her entire career.
Interesting.
Everybody else has another shot, and I say it all the time about Julia Roberts. Who knows how much longer this woman's charm's going to hold out? But this is the role of her lifetime. She has never, ever, ever been better than she is in this movie, and she's brilliant. Director Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity. I don't think that anything else even has a chance on that one. And that's a will win. I wanted to win. Original screenplay, her. That's a lock. That's just not me saying that. I will bet money that Spike Jonze will walk away with his first Oscar for that screenplay because it is original. If nothing else,
Yeah, right, sure.
adapted screenplay. I would like Philomena to win. I think Steve Coogan did a beautiful job in that movie, and I think it's so well done. That might win. You never know. And then we get to all the easy ones: film editing, Gravity; cinematography, Gravity; production design, Gravity; animated
All of
feature.
those are going to be Gravity.
Oh yeah, Gravity's going to win everything up until Best Picture.
Okay.
And then we're all just going to hold our breath because no one knows. This is the first year that no one knows what's going to come out of that envelope.
That's exciting.
And because of the way the voting works, and the Producers Guild ended in a tie that's not possible at the Oscars because of their weighted system.
Right.
So like everybody's number 3 choice could all of a sudden win, which brings us to her. You know what I mean? Like, what's the number 3 choice of everybody's? All the votes get thrown out and all that weird stuff happens.
Hi, Tomo.
Hi, Tomo.
Hi, Tomo.
American cinema. Animated feature Frozen. I think that one's a lock.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know about animated short film. Haven't seen any of them. Documentary feature 20 Feet from Stardom is nominated. Fantastic movie. Backup singers. Great music.
And that was
great people.
That was like a big one.
A lot of people in the audience know the people that are singing. It has a good chance, but the act of killing, interesting. If you get a chance to watch it, it's tough. It's people giving a chance to act out the crimes they committed against others in theater form. I can't remember what country it's in.
My God.
Oh, wow.
Really, really compelling movie. Really, really off the charts weird.
Yeah, that's intense.
You did talk about that one.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
I totally
saw it a
remember
couple
that,
weeks
but
ago,
I
and I was
like,
I didn't know what to do with myself. Foreign language film, The Great Beauty from Italy is a very good movie. Buddy was a bigger fan of it than I was. I want The Hunt to win because it's from Denmark.
Oh yes,
the
you
guy
talked
from-
about that, and
it's
I
the guy
watched some of it, a little bit of it,
Yeah.
and it looks it's
the guy from-
crazy good. Hannibal.
From Hannibal.
Hannibal,
It's Hannibal
okay.
from Hannibal, and
and
my
it's
God.
he's accused of molesting a child.
Okay.
in a preschool by a little girl who keeps trying to say, I just said something dumb. I just said something dumb. But everybody's so in this witch hunt.
Yeah.
And it has a tricky ending that I really liked. And then I saw the alternative ending and I'm like, oh, you fuckers, you took that to a vote. Costume design, Catherine Martin, who is married to Baz Luhrmann, who did Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet, Strictly Ballroom. She likes to win Oscars, and she's going to win another one for The Great Gatsby for costume design.
Oh sure.
And she's going to get, and then makeup and hairstyling, I think Dallas Buyers Club is going to get that because of Jared Leto. I think it's going to be like the Iron Lady where they made Meryl Streep look like Margaret Thatcher when she really didn't. I think this is going to be...
She did look good.
Yeah.
But I really think you have to give something for the fact that Jared Leto
Seriously.
just is
Played
beautiful.
this crazy, incredible woman.
Yeah. Visual effects, Gravity. Sound mixing, Gravity. Sound editing, Gravity.
Gravity.
Original score, I have to say, I've seen all of them, and I would give it to Philomena. I love Alexander Desplat, and it's a beautiful movie. Original song is Let It Go. I don't.
So good.
That's another one that you can.
And is that a Nidina or a Demi Lovato?
It doesn't matter. It's just the song that's being nominated.
Do I know this song?
Let it go, can't hold you back anymore.
Still doesn't help us.
Nope.
Let it go. It's from Frozen.
No, and I totally caught
Let
that
it
part.
go.
And lovely rendition.
I am. I'm gonna.
But the thing
Said
is,
with
I can go
sincerity.
to it. No, but truly, I mean, I don't know where it would have, because I'm not
I'm
listening
gonna
to the
play
radio
it for you.
very much.
It's I wouldn't have known
you-
it on the radio. It's just that
Okay.
I've watched Frozen like now
right,
3
and
times,
I have,
and we watched
so
the
that's why
clips
I'm
on
like, where would
YouTube
I
on
be seeing it?
repeat.
Because I've heard so much about
And
the
both-
music.
well,
Like
it's so
everyone
good.
going nuts.
And it's if you've seen the movie, and now the movie is $1 billion extravaganza. So not only is Veronica Mars is coming out, the movie, and they just did that whole.
And again, I can't say enough how good of a singer is she, and I just who knew?
They just did the Kickstarter campaign, and they raised the money in a day to make Veronica Mars, and they're all excited about that. And then all of a sudden, this cult show that stars Kristen Bell that no one knows who the fuck she is, all of a sudden she's in $1 billion movie, and she's lined up, like, right in the slot, ready to go, is Veronica Mars. And they're like, Warner Brothers is like, oh my God, we should have paid for this movie in the first place. Like, Warner Brothers is like, God damn it.
Yeah.
They own it, not us.
Yeah.
So all they're doing is marketing. And so Warner Brothers is about to get screwed up the ass.
Okay.
But anyways, it's the first animated feature to have a top 10 song, and actually both versions. Adina's is in the top 10, and I think Demi Lovato's is in like the
I
top
don't even
20.
know what to do with that comparison. Like those two people, because Idina Menzel is just.
Well, one
my
does
God.
it in straight theater style. The other one, they kind of
It's a pop song.
They made it a pop song.
Demi
I
Lovato's
see.
is a pop
Okay.
version, you know,
Okay,
to
that
like
makes
get people that.
sense.
But
Yeah.
Idina Menzel, when you hear that song, I just was saying to Kelly in the car last week, I'm like, you know, this is she has the most amazing, beautiful voice that I've ever experienced live, fortunately, and on television and in movies and on theater. She has the most amazing tonality and
flying
quality.
back last night. I was listening to Wicked, and just you're right. Her voice is
just
it's
unparalleled.
breathtaking.
It is.
And
And
remember,
you just sit there and you're just you're
when that show
transfixed
came out,
by the
she
whole
was
thing.
an also ran. This was the most expensive show that ever hit Broadway before Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, or Turn Off the Music, as I called it. It was the most expensive show. She was just a little tag because she wasn't supposed to be
I
in
don't
it.
understand
She
how
was a
that's
substitution for somebody
possible.
else.
She's just
They
the
thought
best.
they thought her Tony Award nomination was a joke. This show was going to close in a week.
What?
wow.
Wicked. They didn't plan on the girl power message.
I had
they didn't,
no idea.
They didn't plan on like this turning in-
Chenoweth was already a part of it.
Chenoweth was from the beginning, and
Yep.
she left Thoroughly Modern Millie to
Yep.
go be part of Wicked because she thought that was a better opportunity.
Okay.
Stephanie Block was supposed to be, and she ended up playing her like second or third on Broadway. It was supposed to be her role. Something happened. She couldn't do it. So they brought in Idina Menzel, and she was just supposed to be like, the people were just ragging on her. And when they got to when she got nominated for the
so
Tony, they're like,
crazy.
Idina Menzel got
Yeah.
nominated? Like, she's a joke. Like, you know, she's the rent girl that
But
can
she's
do
the
nothing.
red girl who I fell in love with when I was
Right,
in high
but her
school.
reputation was kind of iffy. And when they read her name at the Tony Awards, and if you go back and you look at any of the things or read anything from that year, it's like anybody's gonna win, but not Idina Menzel. Like that's just a joke. And like no one planned on the girl power. It's now like one of the most profitable Broadway shows ever.
Oh yeah.
We're at like 11 years and counting, and that show is still sold out.
Yeah, it is. It's like when it comes through a town, even though it's been here 4 times, it's like the first time it ever
It's
has
like
been
Cats.
through.
It gets the kind of acclaim that usually
Which, by
fans
the
of
way-
last week.
Which, by the
Right.
way, also came onto my iPod, and I burst. I'm sitting on the plane, and I was just a tragic fucking mess on the plane. Like the guy next to me. Oh, well, if you're listening, sir, I still will pay the dry cleaning bill. Like everything. Like I fell asleep. Like I hadn't slept in a day and a half, and I had a big cup of coffee, and I fell asleep on the plane, and boom, there it was on the floor. And then I was like, "Can I have a coffee?" And make it 2 coffees and 2 Baileys. And he kind of went, oh, hell. And I'm like, I won't spill it
girl
on you.
again.
And I swear to God, then I spilled it on him. Anyway. So Memory comes on, and it's Betty Buckley. And I burst out laughing because that was
My beautiful rendition last week.
well, not just the idea of Memory, but I
Kitty
think
sleeping.
A long time ago, we had talked about cats, and you're just aversion to it.
Oh yeah, not
And
even a long
I'm
time ago because I remember watching it again not too long ago.
Right? No.
And really-
We had talked about it like one of the beginning shows ever, and I thought, oh no, it was great because it was the first thing I saw in New York, only thing. And then
Only thing. I don't know.
and Betty Buckley, I saw her perform it on the Tonight Show, and I just thought it was amazing.
It is. That song is
Right, that song.
amazing. Yeah.
But I thought that song by Betty Buckley was amazing.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
then I have the Live from London. For God's sake, I burst out laughing, and this guy's now looking at me like, and she's crazy too. Good, and I was like, I'll keep dumping things
and so
on you.
tasty too.
I'm so tasty too.
Google it.
Anyway, but it just made me laugh because I thought this is horrible. But anyway, I digress.
There's
My
a
bad.
documentary out about it's from PBS. It's about all the show. It's about putting on a Broadway show, and it's the 03, 04 season where Avenue Q comes on, and Wicked, and they follow like 4 shows, and they do it like Smash. They follow it from opening to the Tonys.
Yeah.
And you can see all of their faces as they're like, Adina Menzel just won. Like you can see it on their faces like, okay, I think it's Tanya Pinkins was like the clear favorite, and then okay, Christian Chenoweth is like second favorite, and like they go down the list and they're like, her?
She's just my favorite.
Before we move on to the sports thing, I have a question for you in regards to entertainment, Al. I don't know, and I know that you analyze a lot of movies in a lot of different ways, and by all means, if you, the other two here want to get in on this, let me know. There's been a thing on Facebook coming, I guess I just saw it recently, in regards to people who analyze movies and try to figure out all the hidden meanings in them, and in particular, Pixar movies and the theories behind things.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently one of the things that's just coming up is, and I guess they've been analyzing this since the day that Toy Story, the original Toy Story came out. Now there's 3, right? So it's all of these theories about Andy's mom and who she really is in regards to the story, and how the toys that the kid has and where they come from, and how it's a very interesting read where, because they do a flashback in one spot to his mom's childhood bedroom, and then the hat that he wears is in that shot, and somehow the way that the toys were discarded and the way the storyline goes, apparently she owned these toys previously, and it's an interesting little read. I just didn't know if you had any interest or any theory in any of these like analysis of things.
I do with a lot of them. I told you I watched. There's the documentary Room 237 or whatever it is, and it's all about The Shining, and like these people that are like take it into like Nazi Germany, and like they take it to all these crazy places. But then there's movies that I watch, I'm like, ooh, is that supposed to stand for something? Or is this like a hidden meaning? Like, what's the metaphor? Or is it just straight up? So yeah, I mean, there's movies that I watch over and over. And Cabaret's a great one that you can watch it and you can just watch it as straight entertainment, or you can like follow the story as like the club starts to decay and turn into Nazi Germany. Like there's things where you can just, and that really is about Nazis. I'm not making that crazy. Like Cabaret actually is about Nazi Germany and the rise of Hitler. That's not really a stretch.
You can just watch it dissolve into Nazi Germany, like Arizona.
Yeah.
Wow, Arizona legislature.
But there are all kinds of movies. Like you can watch Jaws as, is it a shark movie or is it a metaphor for like, you know, something lurking in the American
Big
consciousness?
business.
Yeah, like right, like what?
Ooh, I thought it was a shark movie.
Of course it is, but then
Kind of thought
but
it was
if
a
you
shark
want to,
movie.
if you want to sit there and get stoned and get yourself all crazy about something, you can work it up into like, ooh, it's really about the wizard, you know.
Well, and they do
Anything you want to.
When I went through college and as a literature major, you sat there and like you had to read all these things, right? Because it's literature, and you're going through and they want you to take it, and I hated my degree by the end of that. Because
how well has that degree worked for you so far?
I don't read very well, but you're going through and analyzing the shit out of everything, and it gets to a point where you can't. That's why I think I've said before with movies to you, Al, that like I don't want to dissect it. I just want to go and sit there and enjoy it, and I don't want to, be taking it apart and But yet I will watch every single thing in the background. Well, that clock hasn't moved, and it's been 1
I do
o'clock
that all the time.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
I
where,
always do continuity
I'll notice
things.
all kinds of things like that. But aside from that, like I just dissected things for so long that it takes away from it. I think to a degree.
And I did.
No pun intended.
I think I've told you about the ASU classes back when I went to ASU, where like there was film history, then it was the films of. And then it was like a genre, like, and I can't remember. And I did take the genre class, so I don't know if it was suspense or horror. But then the next year was the films of Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay.
And then you could just take a class in the graduate level. You could just take a class and dissect Psycho.
Okay.
Oh,
wow,
yeah, yes.
right.
We already talked about that before.
Yeah.
Now, when you sit there and you watch Psycho, on the front of it, yes, it's creepy. Yes, he lives there. But as you go through, and when she sits in the sitting room with him and she talks to him, and you look around and you see all the stuffed birds, and you realize he's been practicing taxidermy for a while.
A long time, right.
And then you start to see like, oh, there was, is it too late? Is 52 years too long for spoiler alerts? But
well, I hope not.
who was the woman talking? Like there's a female voice through for the first half of the movie. Who's the woman talking? And then you start to put it together of like what you're dealing with. But if you watch all the little things and the fact that like no one finds the money.
Okay.
Like the whole thing is about her stealing money and getting away, and Hitchcock buries that. You bury the lead. It just goes in the swamp water.
Okay.
It goes down with the car. The money has nothing to do with that story.
With
but
the
the
story,
whole
sure,
first 20
sure,
minutes of that
sure.
movie is an embezzlement movie.
I just feel like maybe I haven't seen this yet.
I know I haven't seen
is,
it. I've never seen it.
It's brilliant.
It really is a
and it
brilliant
really
movie.
is a movie.
So
that-
they do a bait and switch on the storyline. So you're looking
no
for
pun
something
intended
else.
with bait.
Bait, yeah, they do a bait and
Because
switch.
it's Bates.
And then
Yeah, the Bates Motel. Yeah.
and now they've made a big thing with Hitchcock with Helen Mirren and Anthony Hopkins is
Okay.
Hitchcock and Helen Mirren is his wife, and it's all about him trying to get Psycho made and paying for it himself and hawking everything he owned and pawning the rest. And oh my god, I can't believe you haven't seen it. So
Yeah.
Really?
he's
You
like
can't
No,
be
but
surprised
like
with
that one,
But-
that surprises me with you as
Yeah,
well.
that surprises me.
Yeah.
That's-
I just saw Virginia Woolf
I know,
a
but,
month and a half ago.
but Virginia
Yeah.
Woolf they don't play on TV a lot because
Right.
it's pretty much banned from any sensible household. But
Except
the fact
yours.
that
Not this one.
they do a
He
bait,
said sensible.
True.
Yeah.
they do a bait and switch, and then Hitchcock is like, what do you think people are going to think about, killing off the lead at 40 minutes in? And when his wife Helen Mirren meets Janet Leigh and realizes how in love Hitchcock is, he's like, I'd kill her off after 20.
Oh,
Okay.
and on
love
that,
it.
and on that, it's 9:30, and I think it's time we toss this to Katie June.
For sports and other stuff. So I realized we have a little bit more than I thought. We'll go quickly. A Republican lobbyist is trying to get gay football players banned from the NFL. Surprise, his brother is gay.
Surprise!
And a lousy football player.
Golfer Steve Elkington is making really bad jokes about NFL prospect Michael Sam. Jason's calling jerseys for sale. Aaron Hernandez, surprise, he's violent. And the final Olympic medal count.
He
In
hits
sports.
other stuff.
Other stuff.
And he hit somebody in prison, and I'd like to
that's
to know
weird.
what they were fighting about.
Hit him where?
Yeah.
Where the worms
Where the
grow?
worms are. Where the worms are.
Hit me where the worms
Yeah.
go. Hit me where the worms grow.
Hit me in my firmly held
That's
religious
right.
belief.
Return to sender. Now,
There
now
you go.
if it's the wrong address, could we play Return to Sender?
Exactly.
I like it.
Another
Okay.
prison movie.
There you have it.
So a Republican lobbyist, and you may have heard this, I think, Al, you posted this on Facebook, is trying to get gay football players banned from the NFL. His name is Jack Berkman. He's the CEO of Berkman LLC, and said that he would push Republican lawmakers to support the measure, which he put together after Michael Sam came out. In an interview with the HuffPost, he insisted that okay, he started out saying that 1 or 2 members, but he insisted that 5 members of the House of Representatives and 1 senator are interested in co-sponsoring, and that those numbers would rise to 36 and 5, respectively, within 3 weeks. Notably, he declined to name any
Yeah,
of the
them, yeah,
lawmakers in
exactly.
question. He also
By their request.
He also
Right?
declined to give any real details about this bill or any language. It says the absence of any actual details is making people think that this is just a publicity stunt for him, for his lobbying firm, saying, look at me, I'm crazy and conservative too, and
Yeah.
I'll represent
right,
you.
right.
And the Republicans are like, God damn it, remember when gay bashing was fun? Can't
So-
hire him either.
Yes.
So, now, by the way, did all this came out before Arizona went off the fucking crazy rails this week, didn't
Same
it?
time.
Same
Did you,
time.
Oh.
now, did you say
Oh.
this week?
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, I just want
It's
to be
been
clear.
but it's been a little quiet 4 weeks.
that's a good
point.
So,
That's a good point.
yeah.
Okay.
So
No, this actually just is all kind of happening at the same time. And to be honest, I think it's probably just on the heels of everything in
just
Arizona.
bad timing is what he's a victim of right now. Is
Well,
that what it is?
I think it's good timing for him, as I really think
Sure.
this, because we're talking about him. And
Yeah.
nobody was talking
Well,
about him
right.
before.
True.
He said, this is what he said, and it's great. Even Berkman concedes that, because this is always my question, concedes that conservatives like himself are supposed to find it abhorrent when the government tells a private business how to conduct its affairs. However, he added, there are times when it is trumped for reason of great urgency or necessity. And I think this is it, because society is sliding in the wrong direction. The wrong address, really, landing at the wrong
Yes.
address. If you think, he said he felt like NFL doesn't have morals, and it's time to get conservatives in Congress to step up and define morality for the NFL.
But shoot a guy, execution
Oh, yes.
style, dogs with Vic. You know,
Yeah.
any of those are fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The only
Yeah.
one that goes to jail is the one that did something to a dog.
No,
and the guy that shot himself. You can rape
Right,
anybody.
right.
Hernandez went to jail. He killed a guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But that's because he's the
Sure.
stupidest criminal
Ever.
ever.
Let's get all this
He's
on
like,
film.
He's like, somebody film me. What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's making a phone call. Get his number.
Hey, yo, get me on
999.
camera. Get me on camera.
Dumbass.
So, but the
Still
best
hot,
part
though.
is that they
Still
actually talk a little bit this article because the people who are interviewing him are pressing him on it and saying, "What about locker rooms, though? What do you think about that?" And he said, "Well, I mean, ultimately, it's up to Congress to decide how they want to handle locker rooms in the NFL. Like, what the
Why?
fuck? What the fuck? Are you
just said
serious?
the government has to stay out of private business.
But not when cases of serious urgency and morality. So he's going to go ahead and let Congress decide how they want to govern NFL locker
Right.
rooms.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have some missiles.
So I guess the Republican.
Just
Google it.
guessing.
So I'm thinking the Republican jobs
Weapons
bill
of
is.
mass
Oh,
destruction.
minutes
Ass
away.
destruction.
They have a new rule in the NFL that they're supposed to enforce next year, where anyone caught using the N-word during the game will be, there'll be a penalty against them. So they were talking.
Throw the flag.
They were
Throw the flag.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is interesting because this Jack Berkman actually thinks that that's okay. And
Well, of course he does, because he's in.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally fine.
So-
but suck a dick in your bedroom and you're out.
Yeah, gone. So they were talking about it on. It was what is that lovely woman's name that has the beautiful adoption story that you sent me? I was saying her name wrong.
Oh God, really? The gal on CNN.
Yeah, girl on CNN. So
Oh, she's
Michaela,
wonderful.
Michaela,
Yeah.
Michaela,
Yeah.
something. Yes.
I was calling her
She's
Michaela
lovely.
K.
Yeah.
But so
No,
they're
do
doing
not
the
do
talk
that.
about it, and she goes, maybe we should handle the part about where they rape people and murder people and gun charges
Yeah.
and maybe penalize them in
putting
real
that out
life
there.
and then work on the
Right.
N-word later.
Right.
So that was
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Well, and if
it's
you're
pretty
going to do
silly.
that, like, are we throwing a flag for
Oh,
fag?
it's
Or are we?
Michaela Pereira.
Michaela
There you go.
Pereira, yeah.
I mean, like, stop it.
Yeah,
like
just
you can't
stop
just
it.
let them play. First of all, they can't hit each other anymore.
Yeah.
and now they can't talk, and then they can't. And I'm not saying using the N word is right or using the F. Whatever.
But trash talk is trash talk.
It is.
They do that in politics. They just don't use the
fucking
N-word.
legislate it.
Don't
Like,
legislate
don't
it.
legislate it. Like if your coach wants to say, or even that this is not okay, don't talk like this, or whatever the case may be on the NFL level, it's the NFL, so let them run
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, and let someone
We're
say,
not
like, he's
legislating
saying this, like with like the Richie Incognito story. This is making me uncomfortable. I'm going to like stand your ground a little bit without a gun and just say that
no
bothers
Skittles.
me. Can we
Yeah.
stop it? Yeah.
Or
Go ahead.
popcorn.
So
Popcorn
that's-
throws people off.
that's-
Right.
Best part about this ass clown is that his brother.
Google that.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked at what comes up.
I love
I actually
it.
might Google that.
I'm
later.
actually going to Google it right now.
Yeah.
Ass
Is that,
clown.
I would try to have a tissue and maybe some lotion handy for what comes up.
that,
I'm a little afraid.
His brother, Dr. Jim Berkman, I love how the brother's a doctor because as he should be, because he's like got a fucking sense of got a little bit of sense. Wait, is this something we should all
I'm so
do?
going there.
Just Google and put it in quotes. Ass clown.
I'm
2
going to
words.
images.
It's fucking hilarious. Go to ass clown.
But are you
I
putting
found
it up on the screen like you said you're
No,
capable of?
so
well,
I found Ass Clown of the Month
Let me see.
under images.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yes, that's
on
funny.
images. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
good.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, I like it.
I'll find it.
Really.
Oh, there's
everything.
there's all kinds of.
Yeah.
It's fun for the whole family.
The Urban
Maybe not the whole family.
I love Ass Clown of the Month. That's super.
The Urban Dictionary says, definition of ass clown, one who through the fault of his parents' conception is a skid mark in the society's collective underwear. You, sir, are an ass clown.
Use that in a sentence.
A skid mark in the society's collective underwear.
All right,
That's
Katie J.
great.
Yes. So this
Keep it
brother. So the brother, he's an anesthesiologist from Seattle. Anesthesiologist, that's smart cookie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, this guy is like smart.
Yes.
He's got his
Ask
shit
Michael
together.
Jackson about them.
Right.
No, that's the
his
problem.
was not.
That's the problem is that it was not an
Yeah,
anesthesiologist.
exactly.
So
knew that.
he is the brother, Jim Berkman, the brother of this guy, the lobbyist.
clown.
He is gay. He has sharply criticized his lobbyist brother in an interview on Monday night, accusing him of engineering a media spectacle to draw clients to his business. So this is his brother who's saying the idea he's pushing this legislation is hurtful and ridiculous. It's also just stupid. He's not a legislator. He can't push legislation. I don't think they're actually co-sponsors. It's just an attention grab. He's pathetic. So he goes on, he's my brother and I love him, but basically go fuck this guy. And he's my brother. He can go fuck himself.
Yeah.
Right. So it's pretty... I mean, everything that he has to say about his brother is pretty embarrassing. And I just wouldn't probably want to hang out with him at Thanksgiving.
Did you all notice that picture number 5 seems to be a breakfast cereal called Ass Clown? It's got a General Mills logo.
Wait a minute, I haven't seen it. Hang on a minute.
Right after, 2 pictures after Ronald McDonald gets a Hummer. There's a
and wait, and also 2 pictures before, just an actual ass with a birthday hat, which is my favorite.
Oh God,
big ass with the birthday hat.
Oh. I never knew Ass Clown could be so much fun. Well, then there's Ass Clown mini tacos. See that?
I'm sorry, Katie, go on.
No, it's good. So you can buy a Jason Collins jersey. It's official.
Yay! Google that.
Google that.
Yay! Google it. Jason Collins holds a significant place in professional athletics. He became the first openly gay active player in the NBA, or in 3 other major North American sports leagues, for that matter, when he signed a 10-day deal with the Brooklyn Nets and took the court against the LA Lakers. So the jerseys, shirts, and hoodies, many with the number 98 that Collins will now wear to commemorate the year gay Wyoming college student Matthew Shepard was kidnapped and murdered in a landmark hate crime, will be available starting early Wednesday at NBAstore.com.
How long did you say that agreement, their contract was?
11 days.
10 days.
Okay.
Well,
they need him for a missing player, right?
A
Somebody-
10-day deal, but this is
Okay.
This is
All
a
right.
great opportunity for him to get in.
And he's older. He's 36, 37 years old. He's an
Yeah,
older,
he is older.
He's an older player, kind of on the
All right.
twilight of his career, if you will.
And it's great for him to be he is now officially the first openly gay
I
player
just
to be
was
playing
looking
in
at that
major
as almost
sports.
like an insult, but I didn't realize what the circumstances
Yeah.
were.
Oh
Now
yeah,
I
no,
understand it.
it's good. It's a good thing.
They're gonna give you 10 days, bitch.
He's kind of an understudy, to put it in theater speak.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
good one.
pretty exciting for Jason Collins. Aaron Hernandez. This in the shocking news of the week.
And I have to
some-
interrupt you. We're just going from one hot fucker to another, except for one's in prison and one's making a great
Aaron
life.
Hernandez is really sexy.
Yeah.
And I mean, like the picture of him where they talk about how he's attacking inmates at the Bristol County Jail, he still is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're told
That
he
perp walk with the no panties on was just hot times.
apparently
Google that.
Google
he
that.
beat the guy up pretty good. The former New England's Patriots tight end.
Whoa!
That's what he was looking
said.
for.
That's what he said. He's usually segregated from the general population because he's so violent. But he was
And he's
allowed
horny.
to take a walk in an isolated hallway and somehow came into contact with another inmate. I love it. Just somehow came
Tell
into
me you fucked him
contact.
first.
But, but what was the provocation? Was there just a
No,
oh,
it says we're
fuck
told
you.
that Hernandez recognized the other inmate and launched into an attack, beating the other man up very badly.
Well, we know he's not getting out anytime soon.
He and the other
anyway.
man had been beefing all day long. Apparently, the other source
Whoa.
says
There's a metaphor.
the guy had been harassing Aaron.
Where's the beef?
He had been harassing Aaron Hernandez about God only knows what, just like prison shit.
Because we all know what prison shit is.
Oh, exactly.
Thank you, Katie, for
Well, if you watch like
Google it.
Orange is the New Black, Prison
good.
Break,
What
right?
if you
get
Google
what?
prison shit?
In
What do I
the
come
You
to?
get
spirit,
prison
in the
shit.
spirit of our word, I am gonna Google
prison shit. Just do it.
Well
I like if you do it in quotes.
The really craziest thing is that Aaron Hernandez is only 24, and it just makes me sad for whatever life led him to the point that he is now.
Yeah.
Allegedly, it was his.
You're not going to enjoy this, so I'm going to tell you right now.
Allegedly, it was his father's death when he was
I told you.
can't not see that again.
What happened?
Don't Google it.
His father died when he was maybe middle school or early high school, and they said there was just a giant change in him, and he was starting to get his life back. And then just
It's
went
really
the
sad
wrong
though
way.
because a lot of people's fathers die.
Yeah,
So-
and you could take it one way or the other, and he
Eventually,
took it the other.
everybody's father dies.
That's true.
Right. But
Just saying.
some people handle grief differently, and
Yeah.
his went to he fell with the wrong crowd. I mean, he's an ass.
Yeah, well, he's a
hot.
horrible. He's a hot ass.
Yeah, but he's a filthy, dirty murderer. and
Yeah, but anyway, so he's looking
That
good.
I may or may not send letters to in prison.
in prison.
I'm
You
watching The Following,
Do
so
I-
I'm
You wanna-
kind of on board.
Should I
You
play
want-
the
you want
breaking
like a-
news stinger again?
a beefy exchange with Aaron Hernandez
Exactly.
in prison.
Beefy
So
I want to
exchange.
talk
just
about my firmly held religious beliefs.
the Sochi
You wanna firmly hold his
2014
religious
Winter
beliefs.
Olympics have concluded.
Thank
I know,
God.
Al,
'Cause I need a
Thank
daylight.
God.
you were done. Okay, you were done with it,
and
I
without
just,
any horrible any incidents. I
there
mean,
were really none.
I was
and-
expecting there was gonna be something horrible.
However,
happen.
and
But
I
they
won't
did
go
that
there now, but
board
there have
senseless.
been major incidents with some of their neighbors, and it's
Oh.
really, really, really bad stuff going on in the Ukraine, and has
Oh.
has to do with Russia. So it was almost like Russia's glazing over like these really horrible human rights atrocities happening in their with their ally. That's changing now.
former state, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because anyway,
And I really have to do my homework because even I'm not sure. Like with the breakup of the Soviet
they're
Union and the
now
Russian
going
Federation,
to the
and now they're
EU.
Russia.
It's a whole thing. Yeah. Anyway, but the Winter Olympics were lovely. It was.
we came in number 2 in medals, right?
We came in number 2.
under Russia.
We have a total of 26. 11. Oh. Nope, excuse me. We have a total of 28, 9 of which were gold medals, 7 silvers, and 12 bronze. So good job, USA. There was a really questionable thing after the cute little girl won the women's figure skating for
Yeah.
Russia. The Russian judge came up and gave her a big hug, and they were talking about maybe controversy, but either way, she had an incredible skate. And
Yeah, the other two had clean skates, and she did 2 foot of landing, but she did an extra triple. I
was-
cannot even tell you how much figure skating I watched.
I really thought that the Japanese
Yeah,
Korean
Korean.
girl was going to win.
The
I
queen-
really
they call her
thought
the
she was
queen.
going to get the gold.
Yeah, I really did too. But beautiful skating all around. They were a little Russian heavy on the judging. The little girl, the 15-year-old
Who fell?
who fell, and she placed
Above
6th,
Gracie Gold?
no, above Ashley Wagner.
Wasn't Gracie-
Gracie Gold placed 4th. She did
I'm
really well.
sorry.
But the important thing to remember is this was supposedly, and one of the horrible things that I read was like, this is the worst Olympic team that we had sent into, the worst Olympic figure skating team that we had sent since
For men and
1960.
women.
Yeah. The whole team
Yeah.
was the weakest since they all died in a plane crash, and we sent all the alternates.
Oh.
And it was a horrible thing to say. We had Jason Brown, who finished in the top 10
He's
for men.
so good.
Which is an incredible thing for someone who can't do a quad. Which, just the fact
He'll
that
get it.
he got to the Olympics was an amazing thing. And then to place in the top 10.
Yeah. Without one of the key
His first year out
jumps.
of juniors, and this is 3 people we sent that did not have international experience. He came out of juniors, went right into the nationals, surprised everybody, came in second, and went to the Olympics and came in with the team bronze.
Yeah.
It's a big accomplishment for a 19-year-old with no experience. That Gracie Gold just came out of juniors.
Super young. And then we had that 15-year-old.
No, the
15-year-old.
The 15-year-old is the one that came right out of juniors. When the Worlds are next month, or later this month, they're next month, will be her second international competition. Her first one was the Olympics.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
We sent some junior people there, but I have to tell you, NBC, I bitched about them and said they needed to be taken out and shot. They have never put on a better Olympics. That the networks of NBC and Universal, Bravo had the hockey games live. I watched hockey games. You all know I hate hockey.
Oh, I did too.
I watched-
I was really engaged.
Was it on US? The hockey games were on USA or Bravo. I always get them
I
mixed
don't
up.
remember, but I was really
I
into
think they're
it.
on USA. USA was the hockey games. I saw everything live.
Yeah.
All morning long was live competitions as long as you were willing. And so I was watching them at work. I was,
It was
working
fun.
so much that as soon as somebody was asleep or the break rooms had them, all of our waiting rooms had them. Like,
Yeah.
we were watching Olympics everywhere.
They
I
were
just thought
fun.
they
They were-
beautiful job.
It was fun with the Olympics, and the U.S. walked away doing pretty well. So this is another stuff story, and it is Virginia Republican. This is a sweetie.
It never ends well.
Is talking about the
Too close to Florida.
unborn fetus hosts.
Oh, yeah. The
Oh, hosts.
Some of
Yeah.
whom people
Yeah.
call
The hosts.
mothers.
Uh-huh.
But this asshole actually did a tweet
Ass
and
clown.
Ass
Yes,
clown.
thank
Ass
you. He is an
clown.
ass clown.
Yep,
In response to the Virginia Pro-Choice Coalition, who sent him some Valentine. I mean, silly. And he
of our
basically
Building Bridges
wrote,
program.
"How heartwarming," but his tweet was "How heartwarming," but basically, "Fuck you guys." And then he said, "However, words. However, once a child does exist in your womb, I'm not going to assume a right to kill it just because the child's host Some refer to them as mothers.
Wow.
Doesn't want it. We finally get to the truth at the end of that same line. More words. All asinine, stupid, anti-choice, anti-woman, and really disgusting. But the fact that he called a mother, a
host.
child's host, some refer to them as mothers. And I don't know if he was trying to be cute.
He was trying to be funny, and then he changed and I can't remember what his second his second choice of word was. Slightly less offensive, but not much better.
No, it's
reproductive rights
not much
advocates are
better.
just sick people. He's very.
But he was offended to get the Valentine, and I thought sending him the Valentine was kind of an ass clown move.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
And they're just wanting,
Again,
they just want to poke the bear, and they're looking for some controversy and some press.
But again,
and
Republicans, all you have to do is not say rape or call
or
a
how about-
woman the host.
they didn't have to respond. He didn't have to respond.
But that's the best part is, so they got what they needed out of him.
That's
because
true.
now when it comes time for the general election, they're just going to play that thing.
Oh,
and he can say, I was joking, I was kidding, but all that's going to come back
is that he called a woman a host.
and a mongrel. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
And-
who's the governor? Is it the Texas gubernatorial candidate that's
that loves
Ted Nugent?
Yeah, they're like,
Oh,
but
yeah,
he
yeah,
invited
yeah,
him to
yeah,
the
yeah.
inauguration or something. Really
So we
disgusting.
go from the guy that has N-word ranch.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Rick
Rick.
not Santorum. Perry.
Yeah, Rick Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For his god awful shit to the one that Texas. Oh, Texas.
And that's it this week in sports.
And other stuff.
And now, thoughtful vulgarity, where we, in the studio, try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel and have them try to answer it while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when an important question comes up 90 minutes after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? You're fucked up. What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? You've been warned. Good luck.
All right, so we're trying to keep this kind of topical and to the point. So, do you think there's any way to really know what's really good or evil? Like these firmly held religious beliefs just seem to know in their heart of hearts that they're good and we're evil. Like, and they firmly believe it. Like, is there something that you can look at and make a distinction between, like,
Yeah, I mean, if you see Michelle Bachmann and Sarah Palin, it seems pretty fucking
Could you
obvious.
be more specific?
They're actually evil.
Yeah, no, I thought that was pretty specific.
yeah,
I think that's a really difficult call because these ass clowns, as it were, that we're all stating are ass clowns, really genuinely believe this stuff, or seem to.
yeah,
The way they
because they were
present it.
carefully taught it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And their parents were more than likely carefully taught it as well, and so on and so on. It's like a bad Vidal Sassoon commercial. We think, but they really, really think that they are correct. And most of it is based on something we can go back to that we've discussed before, and that's the Bible, but it's interpretation, right? And so we've discussed like how difficult that can be. You have people reading different things and
writing different versions and different things.
versions.
It kind of goes back to what I
Absolutely.
was saying about how you interpret movies. I mean, the message you might get from a movie that 90% of the world gets is one thing, but you might look at it. It's the interpretation.
Oh, definitely, because the Westboro Baptist Church certainly didn't read the same Bible my mom did.
No.
Swing and a miss.
No.
Swing and a miss on that.
Absolutely. But truly, like where you sit down, and I can't say I respect it because that would be a really wrong word. And you can help me with what the right word might be. Like where you look at it and you say, like I kind of have to
Try to understand it or
not
get
try
it
to understand it or get it, but like to just say, hey, listen.
No, I mean, I hear what
know
you're
that
saying.
I firmly believe the things that I firmly believe. Here's the difference. I'm willing to listen.
Yeah.
To other people with different ideas, not because you can sway me and that I'm that wispy, but that would to be able to hear it and go, okay, I see your point of view. they like other folks truly with that good or evil or right or wrong. Typically, when they're thinking things that I'm not, they're really, really way over here.
Yeah.
You know.
I just want to second what you're saying. I think that's really hard, and I think evil's such a strong word, but
Charles
like
Manson.
right or
But it's the word
right.
that they're using.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
right.
Right. Well, you're right. But I like with the right or wrong situation, I absolutely cannot fathom how anyone thinks that they're right. I don't get it. Because how is, and I'm talking specifically about this argument in Arizona, how is discriminating against anyone right? It is just not right to do to people, but they feel that they genuinely feel that their religious beliefs are being discriminated against. And so it's just like
because we haven't
they feel like
we haven't
are
officially made Christianity and the tenets that they think are part of it the official religion.
Right.
I think that's where they feel stepped on, is they like there were no they only mentioned the Judeo part of it because they want Israel, but in Florida. Honestly, they have no interest in Jewish people until you talk about the Holy Land.
Yeah.
So they're the tenets that they hold up. They just can't. I think they just can't believe that the country somehow changed, and that these mythical figures, the founding fathers, that are kind of like Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, all combined into these 20, 50 guys, weren't just dyed in the wool religious zealots. Like every time that they come against it, and you find out like John Adams was religious but against these things. Thomas Jefferson could have been many things, but mostly he was having an affair with a slave. You know what I mean? Like
he just liked black women.
Like these aren't deities. Like there's that guy that says like the Constitution was written by God. No, sweetheart,
No.
honey.
wait, someone actually believes
But the thing
Google
is
that.
that if you
he's on record this week as saying the Constitution was written by God and cannot be amended.
Are these also the
And-
people that think the Earth is only 2,000 years old?
6,000
Oh yeah,
or
the
whatever it
Flintstones
is.
is a documentary.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
But those same people look at us, for instance, and say, how the fuck do they really believe that?
Right.
So that's, I guess, the huge point that I'm trying to make. Like, I'll speak for myself. I look at people when I'm reading certain things, and anymore, a lot of the shit that you see in the newspaper, if there is still one, or online, I sit there and I go, come on.
Right.
Like, come on. That's why The Onion and The Current and all that, like, you have to sit there and dissect it.
You can be swayed so easily because you're like, well, the news really is this crazy.
It
Like,
is that
we've
crazy.
only swung the pendulum a little further left.
Right.
I just went from shock to giggling a little bit,
Right.
and it didn't. It just took a comma. All you had to do was punctuate differently, and it's funny.
And the fact that they write all that stuff so well that you get sucked in by, God, well, this is written so wonderfully. It's got to be real.
What's your thought?
If I'm interpreting the question correctly, the first thing I think of is the how I differentiate between pure evil is all like Syria. Anybody who is going to go through and do akin to, I guess, the Hitlers of the world, if you're going to try to do some sort of a cleansing of the people and you're just going to gas for no reason, you're going to just kill people. And I would say that the Taliban's, Jim Jones too, just crazy.
Oh yeah, really, that's
but-
evil.
but
That's
I-
really evil.
Disguised as religion.
Right, disguised all as religion.
Yes.
And I said it right here, sitting in this chair weeks back. The question you posed of if you could eliminate something, whatever from the world,
If you
or
could
whatever,
change,
I would just religion would be gone because we would not be having any of this. If nobody had ever figured out that if we write that gay is bad, or we write that this color is bad, or any of that, we would eliminate so much of the upheaval in the world. But all of those people who just kill for no reason other than, well,
But it's the reason they believe it.
Something told
the
me to
weird
kill.
part.
What? But
So yeah.
It's the weird part.
but I was also
It's
raised
the evil part.
I was raised in an environment, and to this day, I'm still the same way. And I'm thankful that it's my mom's father. There was never any reason to ever destroy anything. I mean, you all make fun of me for how much I have stuff everywhere, but there's no reason to just pitch something that's good. Or why would you ever tear something up? Like all the kids that do vandalism.
Yeah.
I never get that. Why would you destroy something? There's no point to it. You're not getting anything out of it.
I'm completely.
Yes.
I'm baffled by
I don't
that.
get that. So I would equate the same thing. Well, if somebody's not bothering you, maybe you think they're crazy, and I certainly don't want to kill anybody. I don't want go do your own thing. Just leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like they want to infringe on our rights, but there's not one movement from us to be like, we want to stop your church
Right.
services.
Let's stop all
Go-
Catholics.
Oh, yeah. Should
Go.
we
do
do
your
that?
Sunday school.
Dude, knock
go-
yourself out.
Yeah. Do
Wear
your
fancy hats.
do your business.
which we sometimes have made for you.
and then come back and join the
Most
group.
likely.
You know what I mean? Then just come back and join all of us at the table and find the middle ground. Like, I won't have sex on your front porch.
Again.
Right.
Don't. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
now that
Sorry
I know
about
you're
it.
offended by that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sure.
If they had only told me.
Put a sign up.
Right.
It's like the lady that didn't know that gay spent money. If you had only told me.
Right.
It is our responsibility to let them know that we're just like everybody else.
And and my thing with it,
Yeah,
and I
that
always
was super.
I always come back to the death penalty. In that and now in these days of constant video surveillance where you can literally just
Watch it happen.
and you saw that person shoot that person, and I'm sorry, that show is over. Like, we know what happened. It's on camera. We may not know the extenuating circumstances or what provoked the event, but
If it's that cut and dry.
that cut and dry. But other than that, I just can't imagine with circumstantial evidence or without things sitting on a jury and like being Nancy Grace saying, this person's guilty, 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 and lighting a torch. Like, no, we fuck it up so much. The justice system is so often wrong, and we have like
But fortunately-
centuries of knowing how often we get it wrong.
Right.
I just can't imagine saying someone, you're evil, you should be killed. Let's maybe put you away till we
unless you've
because
got that.
you seem to be the person, but let's keep questioning. Like, I don't think I could ever sit on a jury because I don't think, unless you showed me the video of the person committing the crime,
Right.
I just don't have that kind of faith in me being the arbitrator of good and evil for other people. Like,
Right.
I just don't see, I look at those people and I feel a little bit sorry for them because they're so filled with hate and they're wasting so much of their life.
Based
like,
on religion,
we're-
they hate.
Yeah.
And then that's all that energy that they're expelling.
and they're hating me, who's had sex like 3 times in the last year. Like, really, you
Not-
gotta find
And
something
they've been
better.
fucking
not
like, you
not
know,
counting
all
today
kinds
at
of
Best Buy
people.
with that television.
Well, exactly.
That's
Exactly.
totally different.
It's
It's the
4.
end of
My bad,
hour
4.
3. Thank you for joining us, everybody listening in Canada, New Zealand, United States, and all around the world. Thank you for joining us. We'll be here again next Tuesday, 7 o'clock to 10 in Studio C, as we have been for almost 2 years.
Almost.
So thank you for joining us. Next week, who knows what we're going to be talking about. All kinds of fun stuff, but we do always leave you with this one comforting comment. We will see you next Tuesday!
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America.